that the lines that wall, they say that the truth.
All right, we're here. Finally.
For real?
Yeah, for real. I think we're here. I think. Rumble looks promising. So, okay, it took a direct RTMP through Rumble Studio to get it to work properly. That seems promising. Lovely. All right. Well, hello everybody. We didn't even do the actual intro video because, everything was broken. But here we are. We're here. Well, one of us is queer, but
You get to guess which one.
it's not me. I'm gay, not queer.
I believe we have our third party waiting in the wings. Do you see him?
Our third party. Oh yeah. I was just kind of letting it go. So
you were just gonna let him simmer.
Yeah, of course. I want him to be. I want him to be primed and ready.
I
when
just
he joins
assumed
the
his
studio.
gender.
Yeah, you did. You just assumed his gender, and now I'm gonna let him yell at you. Hey, whoa! You got a haircut.
I guess it's been a minute since you've seen me with the camera on, huh?
Yeah, I mean, am I a few weeks short of a Sieg Heil or what?
Damn.
I mean, let's just see where the trend goes here. Congress gets their head out of their ass. I don't know that we need that quite yet.
That's a t-shirt. A few weeks from a Sieg Heil.
Yeah.
Like
I told you about the other one I want to make, right? Not anti-Semitic, just pro-Goyim.
Yes, I love that. Listen, dude. That we could do that. We could do that.
We just put up whatever you want. I ain't gonna come after you for
face on it.
You don't need to include the
together.
anti-Semitic. Just shirts that would say pro-Goyim on them would go incredibly hard.
Yes.
Yeah, we need a merch store because,
dude, we can do it right through Sticker Mule. They're a fantastic company. All we have to do is buy one.
I use them for band stickers all the time. They're phenomenal, and their deals like are fucking crazy. Like their daily deals and weekly deals or whatever.
I forgot your camera does the auto pivot. So like you shifted and
weird.
It moved and my brain went, ugh.
It's so weird watching it do that because I know one of these days he's gonna like stand up on stream and the camera's just gonna go right to his junk.
Bro. Oh well, I don't think that happens, but like,
hey, the last time your camera panned to that corner, it freaked us out. So let's not do that.
Did I tell you about that, Bobby?
No.
My daughter was in here. She was sitting on this recliner behind me, and it was like 2 a.m. She would not go to sleep. She was just having nightmares and stuff. And she was like, "Daddy, I see the ghost. Daddy, I see the ghost." And I was like, "There's no ghost, honey. You're fine." And she like points at my door, and she's like, "He's right there." And she points at this door in the corner right here. And I'm like, "There's no ghost." And she's like, "What's his name?" And I'm like, "Honey, there's no ghost. He doesn't have a name." And she's like, "Daddy, he's right there. What's his name?" And my camera, like, which has face tracking, is on my face just as she says, "What's his name?" flies at Mock Jesus to the corner and like points and holds the corner of the room where my daughter is behind me pointing. And I'm like, huh?
You're like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
Needless to say, the SIG underneath the desk has been reloaded with holy bullets.
Yeah, they're
dipped in holy water.
Dipped in holy water and silver, yeah. And so she was like, "Daddy, can we sleep on the couch tonight?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, we can." so my fiance came downstairs in the morning to me and my daughter crash out on the couch. She's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing down here?" And I was like, "Bitch, there was a ghost."
What would her reaction even be at that point? Like,
dude, I didn't tell her for like days. Or I didn't tell my fiance for days. And when I did tell her, she was terrified. And my daughter was like calm as a cucumber. She was like, "Daddy, what's his name?" Like it was a boy. Like she was, "What's his name?" And I'm like, "Fuck no.
Nope, we're not doing this."
I am like gently convinced that kids can see things that adults can't. So like,
that was like the whole Sixth Sense thing. I see dead people.
I don't know what she saw, but the guy's never fucked with me before, so.
Yes, there we go.
He'll just be her friend.
I think he's just in the corner jealous of the whiskey.
Dumb. Tonight's sauce is Elijah Craig small batch, which is perilously low at this point. And I've recently come across this brand called Barsmith that does like basically like mixers for cocktails. So like I would love to make an old fashioned the right way, but this is just you throw 1 ounce this, 2 ounces bourbon, mediocre old fashioned.
What I don't understand is why aren't there like decent ingredient premixes of everything but like
This one's pretty good actually.
but the decorations for an old fashioned, like it's all alcohol. You're not putting anything non-alcohol in it. It could absolutely all just go together. Shake before pouring.
Well, they do. They make. I can get them here. I can get
I've never seen them, so
I
like
can
I'm not
at the
denying
liquor
they exist.
no. At the liquor store, I can go to the liquor store and I can buy a bottle of pre-mixed old fashioned that you just poured over ice.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
It's like $9 for like a little tiny bottle. You probably get like 2, maybe 3 cocktails out of it. I've never had it, but they exist. I prefer to make my own, even though this doesn't count as making my own. Like this is fucking stupid. I did get an orange the other day though, so I could like garnish my old fashions with an orange because I don't eat oranges. I don't have oranges in my house. But I mentioned to my neighbor that I was like I want to garnish my drink with an orange, and next thing you know, like she shows up later that afternoon and she's like, I was grocery shopping and I picked you up an orange.
No, that's a neighbor.
My neighbor is awesome. My neighbor's like 70, and she'll be like, "Hey, I just finished mowing my yard. Miller Lite on my porch." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" Like I'm sitting on our porch. I'm sitting on our porch at like 2 p.m. drinking a Miller Lite, and everybody, my fiance is like, "I thought you were taking the trash out. Where'd you go?" And I was like, "She said she wanted to drink Miller Lite on our porch. I
had to stay there so I could throw away the rest of the trash. I was going to generate more, you know."
Yeah, right.
Dude, we have such drastically different neighbors. My neighbor, who doesn't know me at all, is a like cranky old vet. He flies the MAGA flag, tall and high still. And our first year here, that we weren't in a rush because we moved in like at a Christmas, so like we didn't do it that Christmas. But the next Christmas, Faye had never had Christmas lights, right? Like we had Christmas trees, but like the house had never been done. So we did it, and it was white and blue lights. And he yelled over, "Do you support Israel?" And I was like, "Dog, it's white and blue lights during Christmas. Like this is a pretty big staple of like the holiday, right?" Later on, I came out and they weren't working. This was like days later, and I go over to where they're plugged in outside, and right tight to the plug, the wire is cut. And I mean, there's no tearing to the plastic. There's no fraying of the metal. Somebody took a pair of dikes and just snipped it. And I was
sorry.
like,
"You're laughing at." I love that.
Slur alert.
No. Snippers had been called dikes long before dikes took the word. All right.
Accurate.
Slur alert.
My God, he has laugh tracks.
Okay, Red Band. It was so delayed, I had to call Red Band.
Yeah, that's absolutely a Red Band moment.
Duh.
Yeah, like, dude, it's so funny because like it was so irritating.
Chinese music by 8 minutes.
It was so irritating that he would do it in the first place. But like, if he would ever come over and just have a conversation with me, he would realize like absolutely fucking.
Yeah, first off, wrong guy.
Yeah.
Well, dude.
It's actually funny as shit, though.
Well, I'm curious to hear what your neighbor would have to say about Sean Hannity's eulogy for Lindsey Graham at his funeral today. Yeah,
is it a video?
It was great. He reflects on Lindsey Graham's love for Netanyahu and Israel.
Prime Minister Netanyahu is here. Mr. Prime Minister, you too have been a dear friend of mine for 30 years. It's an honor to have you.
So treason, got it.
Lindsey would have been blown away that you took this long journey with your beautiful bride to be here today. He loved you. He loved the state of Israel. He loved the people of Israel. Under your leadership, Israel has been one of America's most consistent and loyal allies. He was never shy to say it to the day he passed. And just as President Trump has been Israel's strongest friend in the history of the White House, you know, the two partners aligned together. Lindsey was that friend to Israel in the United States Senate, as long as I've known this man. Lindsey, he was often unfairly characterized as a warmonger. I've heard that false criticism a lot. It's not true. The truth was the opposite.
But let's be clear. Lindsey Graham has never seen a war he didn't want to send somebody else's kids to die in.
Well, I mean, there's so many falsehoods here right now, right? Like, so don't get me wrong. Yeah, Trump's a bootlicker now, but like his whole first term wanted nothing to do with Israel. In fact, fought them tooth and nail because we gave them, they asked for, we want the technology using your new F fighters. Cool. Here's the version we're giving allies. No, we want your version. No, because that makes our version the same as yours.
No,
Ours
we
needs to be
have the
better.
better one.
And
Like,
they
what
stole
do
it.
you mean he's been like this term? Sure, but you have to understand, like, two very different terms. 100%. You can't deny it.
And let's
Can
be
we
clear. Israel stole that technology, by the way. We didn't give it to them. They stole it.
Can we talk about how he looks like a character from King of the Hill the older he gets?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I want him in a boxing ring with Thomas Massey.
Dude, Massey would... Oh God, that would be... Dude, Massey would beat everybody else in fucking Congress because they all have osteoporosis but him.
Dude, I need Massey's. Did you see his thing? People are writing him in for like such weird positions in elections across the country, different things. And he's like, one of these times, you motherfuckers are going to actually get me elected to a position other than Congress, which is a step up, but still.
Yeah, he specifically said a dog catcher.
Dude, anything that keeps him somehow involved in policy, I'm cool with.
Honestly, you have a better chance of breaking through the bipartisanship by becoming a meme than you do as a standard third-party candidate. So, I mean, meme the fuck out of him. If you can get him as big as that soccer player dude that was out there just recently, I'm awful with names. You know what I'm talking about. The blonde-haired Viking.
Oh, yeah, that dude. That dude's cool shit.
The guy that became more
Harlan? Is that his
American
name?
than every
Harlan?
Democrat in the country
That
within like
sounds-
2 days of being here.
That sounds right. Yeah.
So first off, I've watched a bunch of stuff about that guy's character outside of soccer. I've seen his stuff about being in soccer. As much as I'm not a sports guy, as much as I don't know his name, huge shout out for like people that are starting to come up because we're seeing more of it. We're seeing people who are breaking free of the bullshit that comes with being famous, and it's fantastic.
I saw a fucking... apparently he's getting a lot of... that dude's getting a lot of shit for like being the fucking fan favorite, and his team fucking hates him for it. And so I saw a video of him like just getting zero support from his team, and I was like, Dad, that fucking
during
blows,
the World Cup near the end, they stopped passing to him because of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like the dude's good.
It's not like a
the dude's
statement.
really good.
Right? It's not like he just said that. Like, you can go through and watch the difference of like in the previous games before he got really big during the World Cup, like during certain moments of availability and how they did certain plays. It might be the wrong term to use for soccer, but how they handled the field when certain people were in different locations and availability being open and stuff versus the end, totally different, dude. It's not just a statement; like it's heavily observable.
The imagine the WNBA with was it Caitlin Clark?
Fuck's a WNBA.
Apparently, it's this business we have in the United States that loses a shitload of money every single year. And then they get really loud about how they don't get paid enough.
They probably aren't giving enough money to Israel for the support they need.
Dude, honestly, APAC, support the WNBA. Go for it. But yeah, no, but imagine a Caitlin Clark situation where like Caitlin Clark's on this team. Everybody knows she's the most popular person in the WNBA by far. Like, I don't know.
That one chick doing this recently got pretty popular.
Okay, so that's her teammate though. So that's the thing though, is that her team supports her. And that girl is like, I'm not going to say she's riding her coattails because she's also like really good, but she kind of came up as her enforcer. And
well, isn't that what happened? Isn't it the whole thing behind the pointing? That one chick fouled the shit out of Caitlyn, didn't get called. So the blonde chick just pointed at her, was like, we see you, we're coming for you.
Yeah. Dude, that girl has fucked up so many people. Dude, just make the WNBA full contact and I'll watch it. Like, I think we're pretty much already there, actually. Like,
how many seasons of WNBA until it's just mud wrestling? I'd like to see the difference in profits between now and then. That's sexism, not racial.
I mean, look, the only reason that the WNBA is famous right now is because people were throwing dildos onto the court. That was the only thing that brought it back to relevance.
It made me watch.
To be fair, anything that's like professional level where a dildo ends up in the court, probably gonna get a little bit of popularity. That's just
Right.
funny.
It is funny.
Absolutely. But that's the only reason the WNBA has any
I
sort
threw
of
5
relevance
out there,
right
but
now.
that one chick tripped and fell, and they only recovered 4.
Dude, I saw a clip. I saw a clip. I'm not trying to make this all about the WNBA because I don't care. But
There's not
I saw
enough topic, Doug.
I saw a clip yesterday where some girl like threw up like an alley-oop, and this girl like caught the ball and went up and didn't even come close to the rim, and the commentary was like, that was almost the only two-handed dunk ever in the history of the NBA. And I was like, oh.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out why Facebook like completely butchered the post for this.
Yeah, I don't know why, but the stream itself looks good.
Well,
Yeah,
you
the
see,
stream looks
they
great.
get themselves stable, and then they absolutely butcher themselves for no reason for useless features.
My monitors
Yeah.
look like a fucking news
Too
center.
sure.
I've got like streams pulled up on like every other monitor. I'm just like watching.
You're view botting.
Well, no, I have to like
all
if I
3
want
monitors
to
going.
if I want to like see the chats, I have to see I have to be able to see them. So
Fair enough.
Let me head over to Facebook because I don't think I have it.
It came up with come play Battlefield with us, which is not supposed to be
I mean, I can play Battlefield.
how it was supposed to
I'm
be.
wearing
It is
I'm just
not
for
how
you.
it's
I'm wearing
supposed to be.
I'm wearing my Top Gun t-shirt in honor of Battlefield because I know you love movie crossovers and video games so much.
Yes. I love it so much. I love so much when they ruin shit.
Dude, I had a client today that was from Lexington, Kentucky. And I was like, oh, that's dope. I was like, I just talked to Jeremy Todd the other day for a couple hours, and they were like, fuck, that's awesome. I was like, yeah, he's a really cool guy. Are you voters in that district? And they were like, no, technically our residence is in Tennessee. And I was like, shit. I was like, you should totally vote for Jeremy Todd.
Topic. I had a really funny moment earlier today. Somebody I know from online got a new job. The job is for people who are less than stable mentally or drug addicts, and their whole job is like to monitor them if they happen to escape the facility because like it happens apparently frequently due to they're not allowed to get 2 hands on people anymore. Their whole job is to follow them with a car and beg them to come back. The name is ArcView, and I can't get over how close to Arkham that is.
Yeah, that's Dude, why don't you just call the like if somebody escapes from a mental institution, why don't you just call the police and say, hey, can you bring them back?
Well, it's not their job anymore, right? Depending on why they're in there. If they're not a danger and they were in there for other reasons, it becomes a civil matter, which is dumb as shit.
No, that's fair.
ADAs across the country removed the power of our police. People keep saying defund the police, or people keep saying that police in these areas suck. It's because they've either been defunded or because the people above them stopped letting them do their damn job.
Yeah, but
all of these,
there's
you need
issues.
to tell me
Don't
all
get me
these,
wrong.
all these flock
with that
cameras,
thing.
and we need those people still.
Yeah, well, don't give them another fucking argument for flock. Jesus Christ.
Well,
Dude,
I don't look. Flock is.
Well, it's not going to be Flock much longer. Now we're going to Axon. Same exact people who are investing
Dude,
the money. Same exact motives behind them. There ain't no fucking
I just
difference.
said something about this. They're hiding them in streetlights.
Dude, they hit him in a speed trap. If you go
I saw
behind
the
the wagon that the speed trap is mounted on, in the back of the wagon, not even up where the sign is or where the other camera is, it's hidden in the back, like recessed into it. There's a flock camera. Like, dude, if it's not an invasion of privacy, why are you going so hard out of your way to prove that we're right?
Because sawzalls are cheap.
Yep. And a great investment.
You know what else is cheap? There you go.
Well, yeah, that'll do it too.
Yeah, that yeah.
I mean, I also have a laser pointer here somewhere. Like, supposedly that does irreparable damage.
See, the thing that I'm loving is watching the actual like local governments that are finally saying, you know what, fuck this. They're listening to their constituents. Like, Casey actually posted one from local news that was up in Kingston, Rhode Island.
I used to date a girl there.
And
I'm surprised.
I'm being serious.
I wasn't. Did I sound sarcastic?
Where is the sound on this video? Is there not sound?
Voting to terminate their contract with Flock Safety. The move coming after residents and some of the council expressed concerns about the license plate reading cameras when it comes to privacy. Kayla Fish was there when the vote was taken. She joins us now live in studio with details and how a spokesperson for the company is responding. Kayla?
Well, Mike, it was pretty packed at Town Hall as councilors debated whether to renew the town's contract with Flock. It was an intense discussion, and multiple times people in the crowd applauded when councilors voiced their opposition.
Just because the technology exists doesn't mean we should use it. And this is wrong, and we don't want to use it.
Now, ultimately, councilors voted unanimously to terminate their contract with Flock and asked the town to take those cameras down as soon as possible. The vote came after a discussion between councilors and a spokesperson for the Flock company, but it also came after councilors say they received hundreds of emails from people with concerns about the technology when it comes to potential misuses of the license plate readers and possible civil liberties or privacy infringements. There was also discussion about the cameras potentially being used by the federal government for immigration enforcement. A spokesperson for Flock says they don't have any contracts with ICE, for example, and he says the courts have ruled the tech does not violate Fourth Amendment rights. After the vote, the spokesperson for Flock told me that he respects the council's decision, adding that discussions like this are important.
It was great to have a conversation and dispel a lot of myths because while the current political environment may not make this what South Kingstown wants right now, we were able to have a conversation more based on facts, the facts that Flock doesn't sell data.
I think he wore the brown pants.
The community owns the data, not Flock, that it's the community that's in control of these things. We simply want the best for South Kingstown. And if they ever want to reach back out, we'll be here.
Now, the spokesperson said they've had conversations with other communities across the country that have decided, like South Kingstown, to turn the cameras off. And then after more talks, they decide to turn them back on. In the meantime, the council is trying to get a reduction in the price already paid for the year's contract, though there's no guarantee that they'll get a refund. I should also add that more than half of the police departments in Rhode Island currently use this technology. In studio, I'm Kayla Fish, 12 News.
So I think there's something to bring up here. To dive into. It's not specifically on just the removal of Flock. It's something that I don't see people mentioning in general. It's the concept of precedence and how things become slippery slopes the second you do so. The fact that we've proven that Flock works with governments, the fact that we've proven that other things that don't technically work with other things work with people who end up selling the data anyhow, the fact that you get spam calls is 100% proof of that. Saying that we don't work with ICE is like say, I'm not going to go into whether I'm pro or against ICE. That's not a rabbit hole I need to go down, but you're still distributing this information and you are still working with the government. And the second you start saying the government reserves the rights to look over all this and you start finding ways to justify how they have that right, you start to slowly remove the fact that public property is public property.
Yeah, the argument I've been seeing a lot lately has been that you have no expectation of privacy in public, which has some validity, but apparently there's also court precedent that says that being actually tracked by a system
Turns
like
out
this,
that's called stalking.
well, yeah, being tracked by a system like this is in excess of the expectation. So.
But I mean, it won't be the first time our government oversteps on when they fight stuff. So we have double taxation as theft, right? When the giant scene hit vape in 2016, when they changed the rules, I was the store owner of a vape shop. We had already paid 6% tax on everything on our floor because it wasn't sold yet. When they changed PA to a 40% tax, we had to pay the difference. No, we already purchased them. That's double taxation. That's not, you need to meet what it was. Fine, if we were just buying them. They were already owned by the LLC. That was double taxation. There's also the rule that they should impose no burden that would be considered overburdensome to small businesses on a federal scale. You telling me changing us to a 40% tax markup wasn't going to close down stores left and right? Dude, eat my ass.
I watched so many small town stores go out during that time frame, and even the stores that stayed in, I watched them lose a ton of inventory because the companies that were shipping in from out of state, could no longer afford to ship in from out of state. And so they like barely had an inventory.
Yep. Meanwhile, here, Robert, I'm going to shoot you a picture here.
That's a dangerous game. Dick pic incoming.
Yeah, makes me nervous.
I'm going to shoot you a picture of something that you do not need to be 18 to purchase that exists on store floors across our country for different businesses, depending on what their purpose is. Meanwhile, they're coming after me because I like my vape to be strawberry flavored. Go ahead and throw that picture up for me.
Jamie.
There we go. I was trying not to open the Discord.
No, you're good. You're good.
There we go.
Read that. Read that for me, Ryan.
Don't look at my giant girl dick. Okay. What the fuck is this shit?
That's hormone replacement therapy drugs
5G?
for children to go through puberty suppression.
Keep out of reach of parents? What the fuck?
It's a holographic lolly child porn picture of hormone replacement for puberty blockers.
Dude, that's
that
crazy.
Straight up says keep out of reach of parents. But I can't have strawberry flavored nicotine because your stores can't keep it out of the hands of children.
Yep.
That's fucking nutty.
This whole timeline that we're living in just does not make any fucking sense. It just doesn't. I mean, we're living in a real-time South Park episode.
Yeah, it's a lot of insanity, and a lot of it comes from just run away. I won't say anything about election tampering. That's a whole discussion that we're going to talk about. It needs a whole lot more discussion. But it's runaway representatives, people who, because we can't track what they're truly voting for, because we don't have single bill policy and a whole bunch of other variables. Like it's innumerable. It's so hard to keep the people in that keep the general idea of what the public really wants. I live in an area that got famous, like back in like the 60s, 70s. We had some of the most millionaires per square mile on the East Coast. We were a coal miner township and a farm town, like a coal miner area and farming area. I can't own chickens. Who the fuck got into power in my town that I can't own chickens? I have a field touching my backyard, a cornfield.
That's crazy that you can't have chickens. I think I can have chickens in the city.
Literally, the line of my backyard is the limit. If my backyard stretched another 10 feet, I could have chickens in that part of the yard.
If you asked the owner of the cornfield if you can use like a little bit.
He's super chill. If I asked, I could have him. But the point is, what happened to my area where we're seeing these changes where like nobody here wants this crap, and the people who do want the crap are in the minority, and you can hate me all you want for this, and I know I've had issues in the past about stuff I've said on here. This can stay on. I'm not telling you to get out if you're here and you're here to assimilate and you're here to enjoy what's here. But if you move to an area in America, or if you live in an area in America where you are in the minority and you start freaking out because you're not being catered to, go somewhere where other people of like mind are. California exists. It's already a shithole. Make it worse. I don't care.
And there's plenty of real estate becoming available because everybody is moving the fuck out of there.
Almost because like they made it a shithole, and they're moving over across the country where the policies that we have in place are way better. Don't get me wrong. I could argue the taxes here, but
well, yeah, the taxes suck. I have friends from Washington State that moved here, and they were like, "Your taxes are bogus, dude." And I was like, "You lived in Washington," and they're like, "Your taxes are worse." And I was like, "That's
we have a mutual friend
crazy.
Who straight up left because of the taxes.
Yeah.
Moved here and then said, "Fuck these taxes."
Lived here for like 2 years and was like, "I'm moving to fucking back to the West Coast."
That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's bad when you've reached that point.
Well, we have some of the worst roads in the country, right? Like it's been voted on. We have some of the worst roads in the country, and we have one of the highest taxes on our gas to pay that road tax.
But yeah.
I mean, it's like meanwhile, they don't.
50-something cents a gallon is.
We're catching up to New York and the taxes on our cigarettes too. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and say those should go up or down. It's cigarettes. Ultimately, even though I still smoke, not a good habit. If they tax it out of existence, that's sorry, big tobacco. Everybody will move on. We don't need those to survive. Not a basic human necessity. I could give a shit less.
Motor gasoline tax fuel tax rate in Pennsylvania is currently 0.576 per gallon. So over 57 cents a gallon.
Which means if you go
Just in
back
tax.
like 10 years with our rate right now, that would have literally, now don't get me wrong, this is a horrible metric. It sounds like I'm tampering today. I'm not. Understand this isn't the current correlation. But compared to where we were 10 years ago, in our area, 1/5 of the entire price per gallon was tax. That's 20%.
Yep. Well, and let's not forget, like, that started under Ed Rendell.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Ed Rendell was the one that initiated the first gas tax, the first
good
progressive
old
gas
days.
tax.
It's not that it's a bad thing.
It's a
I think
horrible
it's-
thing.
Well, I can argue it. Not knowing where the money's actually going, not having the proper things to track that money to make sure it's going to the right locations, and not managing the scale are bad things.
Taxation
Taxes in
is
general,
theft.
taxes in general are bad. But
Taxation is
until
theft.
you provide me a better way currently that we can implement overnight or over the course of the next 3 years, in which we can supplement what their purposes if they were going to the right things, which they're not. It's all falling apart anyhow. But if you could, what else are we going to do?
It's my favorite argument against socialism, which is that I think it's ridiculous that you think that the government can manage your money better than you can.
No, it's 100%. They thought that everybody talks about Medicare for all, and it's like, have we forgotten what happens when the government gets involved in healthcare? Obamacare?
You want to know what's a hugely funny thing? And it mildly breaks out of context here, but we're going to bring back one of the favorite talking points I have here. One of the favorite things that the current generation wants is social. Well, I wouldn't say the current generation. The current upcoming generation, like the newer coming out of high school generation, is a lot more like old school conservative. Like it's kind of making a resurgence. But this middle generation that wants all these social policies, and the last one that really made those motions for you, and which we're still seeing side effects, would have been John F. Kennedy, right?
Israel killed him.
Did you know he's a huge fan of Hitler? He said, like, he admits that, like, what he did was wrong, but that once it's like a quote.
Israel definitely killed him.
That in time, the hatred surrounding Hitler would fade away and he would become a prominent figure in history for other reasons. So I'm just pointing out some things real quick.
Bobby's sitting here going, "Oh, we're banned from Facebook already."
Oh, I am so glad we decided against YouTube.
I told you that.
I'm so glad we decided.
He was like, "Do you think it's worth it going on YouTube?" And I was like, no, because we will prevent us from getting monetized ever."
Also, I just so you guys are aware, I just added this to the soundboard.
Solid.
Yeah, here we go. At 28 years, at 28 years old, John F. Kennedy said Hitler will emerge from the hatred that surrounds him now as one of the most significant figures who ever lived. He had in him the stuff of which legends are made. Right from the diary of John F. Kennedy.
That's a crazy fucking quote.
Wow.
Yeah.
No
way. He wrote it about his trip over to seeing the dictator's Bavarian mountain retreat in 1945.
He was like, I don't know, he killed a lot of people, but he had really good taste.
Well, it's a matter of, look, wrong execution, but there was so many other facets of him.
There's a lot of
other facets of him. I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to go into the hate speech that Facebook would just ban us to the point at that point. We're trying to stick more to facts and objectives that we can prove currently. Right?
Fair enough.
Just because things are done wrong doesn't, like, anybody who's going to get mad about this and wants to still argue that socialism is a good thing. Same thing. Just because something's done wrong doesn't mean there wasn't truth or fact or things that needed to start occurring that didn't lead to that path in the first place. You can start something with exactly what needs to be done and be correct and not end it well or right or ethically moral or
the
or
whole
mass genocide. But
well, yeah, genocide usually not the fucking correct end game.
Usually, give me one instance in which it was.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, hold up, wait a minute. Can we name a time where
I don't like universal statements? That's all I'm saying.
But Is there really any time in history where genocide has been okay? I mean, it's one of those things. It's never turned out well.
Please tell me you have an explosion for this.
I'm gonna have way too much fun with the soundboard.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm going to hell.
Did you see there was an ethnic like mass attempt of hurting people by ramming a car into a building? There was no bomb or anything in it, but people already are making web comics about it, and it's just the car with a face ramming into the building, and it says Allahu car bar.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's funny you say that because I'm actually searching for that sound effect right now. I'm gonna add that one to the soundboard.
Damn. Tell me you know how to get shadow banned without telling me you know how to get shadow banned.
I mean, look, dude, live streams are like a rare occasion. So, I mean, if we're gonna do it, we might as well just go full speed ahead. Why not? You know, I mean,
I'll be right back.
The chat got real quiet once Hava Nagila started playing. I think they know. We all just got really awkwardly quiet. Gay baby was born.
Gay baby was born?
Yeah, every time there's an awkward silence, a gay baby's born.
Oh. How do we know?
Well, it's just fact. It's one of those.
Its mom said it was gay, and just like
that's exactly what it is.
I'll be honest. I was trying to find a specific video because this just reminded me of a USSR like World War II video that came out that I saw the other day, and I know it was on TikTok, but I'm not logged into TikTok on my computer, and I don't want to. And so I'm like trying to search this, but not log in. Roundabouts or communist. I don't think that's it, but that's funny. Conceptually. Why'd Shelby say orange juice? Is there a joke that I don't get? And can I be involved in the joke?
All right, there we go. This one's saved with a Palestinian flag.
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
Yes.
Dude, your soundboard is like an NSA wet dream.
I know, I love it. Shelby did you see what Shelby put in the chat, Ryan?
What? Orange juice?
It's
juice. I fucking, yep.
It's right in front of your face there, pal.
Dude, is it bad that I'm so accustomed to reading things and just being like, they misspelled the fuck out of that, and I just assume that they don't know how to spell it? I don't know Shelby, so like, I'm not trying to be insulting, but like, I just read so many things every day, and I'm like.
Well, he is a foreigner, so it would be a reasonable assumption, but he's one of the good foreigners.
It seems intentional.
He's from Argentina. So
oh well, right on.
That explains the Jew reference. You know,
is he a Malay Argentinian?
Yes, he is.
Right on.
Big Malay Argentinian. All right, and it's Argentine, by the way.
Okay. I respectfully changed my word.
Attaboy.
Did you just tell me Argentina's pronouns?
Yeah. Jesus. Oh boy. Yeah. Anytime Shelby's in the chat, we know that I have to.
It's my grandpa's genes kicking in. Dude,
anytime he's in
we
the
all
chat,
feel that on a deep level, like when Grandpa's genes kick in. Okay.
Saying. Just saying. Oh, the soundboard's great. I love that. I love that Riverside has it built in. But now that I have Hava Nagila and Erica in the same studio, Riverside might be like, you know what? I think we've had enough of these fucking guys. I mean, the company is run by Israelis, but again, you know, I don't want to try to conflate average everyday Jews with Zionists, because there's a difference, guys.
I found half the clip I wanted to show you. That's annoying.
Only half. Where's the other half?
That's a great question.
Your clip got whiskey dick.
Oh, well, that's a hell of a fucking way to come back to the studio. Hello, sir. Your camera's still off.
Yeah, it's because I'm jamming food down my throat. Give me like 5 seconds.
Oh, you don't want to show it for the kinky folks in the audience, huh?
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, no one laughed at that. So I mean, I wasn't.
Somebody better rebrand this guy back to Red Band.
I'm just saying. No, that was the program taking a second to fucking actually do the sound effect. So I can't be blamed for something that a Jewish company does. You know, I'm just saying. Oh my God, everybody's ripping Kash Patel. Because he said, "Rest in peace to a great American and my friend. We'll miss you, brother." And so, of course, somebody commented, "See you in Valhalla," because he. I don't understand what an Indian has to do with Valhalla, but I'd like someone. I would really
you can
like
probably
someone
see him
to-
from here with those eyes.
Well, I was gonna say I would like to see someone do like a Kratos God of War with Kash Patel's eyes.
Dude, first off, I can make that happen.
Do it
really quickly.
Do it.
To be like, I want it to be like the chain sword flies off and hits him like it's just a giant Kash Patel, and it says like the tap circle, and it's just him slowly ripping the eye.
The circle could just be one of Kash Patel's eyes. You just got to keep tapping it.
It's just one of the eyes dripping in the indicator for QT.
From God.
Let's see if Grok nails
This is the way your cornfields are disappearing for people. This is the real purpose of data centers right here.
Yes. Give us all the data centers.
This is the only argument that I think data centers can win. Grok is thinking.
Boy.
Grok is like, I gotta do homework.
Dude, can we discuss how it's insane?
We know what Kratos looks like. What does this motherfucker's eyes look like?
Can we discuss how insane it is that Grok didn't get shut down after the bullshit that was happening with it?
Are you talking about Mecha Hitler?
No, people were telling Grok, like somebody would post a picture of themselves and people would just say, "Grok, like take away the clothes in this picture," and it would render stuff, and it was working on underage people. Jesus. Bro, that is magical.
Grok does not miss.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Post that with no context.
Just post with no context.
How fucked up do you need to be to just genetically have meth eyes?
Oh my God.
Meth eyes? Okay.
Grok. Jeez. Grok fucking does not miss. That's
oh man. Think about how many times people have had to prompt it with replace this with Kash Patel's eyes for it to get that accurate.
I just want to apologize to Grok.
Oh gosh. Yeah, this is the live streams, folks. They're just gonna be chaos.
Cast is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could find that fucking clip. God, I hate myself for not saving clips that I want to bring up later.
I have this stuff
Dude,
all the
use the
time where I'm
bookmarks
like,
tab
I
on
should
X,
really
bro.
send this to Robert later, and then I never do.
Yeah, dude, so the only thing I'm good at when it comes to like sending something that I want someone else to see is when it's Instagram Reels, because it's just so damn easy. Ask anyone in the
I
chat
felt like
that
I
is
paid for a segment. Jesus Christ.
no, like no.
Most likely to get banned.
Wait a minute, hold on, back up. Did you just imply that I take Jew money?
Is that Jew money too?
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg is a Jew. Are you implying that you implying that I take Jew money?
Just because he's a Jew doesn't mean that it's Zionist related.
But he's implying that I take Jew money. I don't like this.
Well, I'm implying you take any money that people hand you, but
them $7,000 checks would be real nice right now, BB.
Yeah, fucking.
I'll change my tune for a show. Just one show.
I won't. I'll take your money, but I ain't changing my fucking tune.
Yeah, kind of same. Like, yeah, 7K.
Look, money. At this point, it's already worth 93% less than it was in the 90s. So, I mean, since the creation of the Federal Reserve. So
96%.
Oh, my bad. 96.
Jeez. 96%.
No, we're doing fine. No problem. No problem here.
Yeah, no, none at all. None whatsoever.
Look, the only
We're doing
difference
great.
between this and recent culture is we're not speaking whatever the hell they talk in Brazil.
Portuguese?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, look.
I like that everyone else on this podcast knew that Brazilians speak Portuguese except for you.
Dude, I'm techie, and I spot obvious patterns. I'm never going to say that I got another thing going for me.
I'm waiting for Nico's comment in the chat because he's the Latin American in the group, but he's not here. Shelby's another Latin American. Shelby.
Which chat? Which
Shelby,
chat
don't
is,
shit.
Rumble.
which chat is popping off?
Rumble. Yeah, Rumble.
Rumble's going to be the primary chat, probably.
Shelby, give us something, man. Give us something. You're Latin American too. Come on now. You literally border on Brazil. You've got to have something.
Where's Shelby from?
Argentina.
But yeah, dude,
I just told you that.
Dude, these are really strong old fashions.
So you made him like a gay bartender.
That's trying to get in my own pants, yes.
Yeah.
You want to talk old fashioned? I drove through Gettysburg the one time and ended up behind the GILF license plate. No number substitutions, no extra letters, just GILF.
I love that.
If I'm ever going to end up
that
behind
for
that, it happening just outside of Gettysburg was perfect.
Would have been better if it was on an Amish buggy. Because Gettysburg, like, that's a fucking coin toss. Shelby's a gay shit.
Yeah, he was referring to Portuguese.
That's fair.
Although they bastardized, the Argentines are the only ones that
is Portuguese the one that instead of saying ha 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 says ja 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 ja.
I think it's Mexicans.
Dude, you're just pissed off at all those people that we play in Rocket League. It happens all the time. Just ja 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 ja, and we're like,
the most I see that online is League of Legends. It happens all the time in League of Legends.
I feel like white people have just, culturally appropriated that too.
Brazilians hate Portuguese and vice versa. That's nice. I hate all of them.
I hate that I can't put comments on the screen.
I actually don't. Was it Brazil? Was one of the recent revolutions they overthrew their government and then raised the One Piece flag, the straw hat Jolly Roger in the capital?
No,
if it's Brazil, they have my love.
No.
It is funnier, Johnny's yes in German. That's good joke.
I can't tell if you're laughing or if you want me to put it deeper.
Yeah.
No, that was in Peru.
I thought Brazil.
I had not heard that, but that's fucking hysterical.
Yeah,
you want to know what's even better?
Dude, we should have done that when we kidnapped Maduro. Imagine.
No, and apparently they did it in Madagascar too.
Correct. There's been 3 recent government overthrows in our world, and 2 of the 3 raised the Straw Hat Jolly Roger in the capital. Tell me you're sending a good message out to the people to fight back against corrupted governments in our world. Then your anime flag is erected in a real life raised capital.
Also, though, tell me that anime is not radicalizing young people. Look
Dude,
at
I could have shown you. I could have shown you back.
Elaborate.
I could have shown you back in the 90s that anime was radicalizing people. Get the cartel doing a shootout, put a TV right in the middle, and pop Goku going Super Saiyan up for the first time. They all stop.
Yeah. Fair enough.
There are two massive cultural impacts that don't exist from Mexico itself natively that have wild historical influences within like moments of Mexico. 1, Michael Jackson. 2, Dragon Ball Z.
I know Dragon Ball Z is big in Argentina too.
The Mexican government refused to basically provide protection or some other thing. It was like they basically didn't want Michael Jackson doing a music video there because they basically said they couldn't keep him safe. Like, don't do this. And their cartel was like, oh, we'll keep you safe. So he came, the cartel emptied out the town other than people that were like going to make the music video like look good. And people that were going to like be there to like root Michael on. If you do one about him, get the hell out. And then protected him. Do you know how awesome you have to be as a pop star icon for the cartel to be like, we will do nothing against you. We will do everything to protect you. Fuck our government. Get over here. We got you, homie.
Dude,
Bobby,
Bobby, I need you. I think we might have like. We're going to.
I do have to point out a chat in Rumble though. Shelby said, by the way, you were talking about Indians and Nordic mythology earlier. Indians entering Valhalla is like black children having fathers who take care of them. It's a myth.
As is the clit.
That's a Smith.
Here we go again. Didn't you just have a whole Twitter argument about this?
It was on Facebook.
It was on Facebook.
Of all places. Yeah, no, I was like, I had a back problem, so I couldn't like move. So I was basically stuck in front of my computer for like a day. It sucked. It was awful. We had, my band was supposed to play an outdoor show, and we had all these northeastern wildfires, and the air was 80% smoke, and so the venue canceled the show because it was an outdoor gig. And we posted a funny reference to the 1999 film masterpiece, South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, that said, hey, show's canceled, blah, blah, blah. Graphic, blame Canada. And the amount of fucking blue hair bitches in my comments was astounding. And they were like, you're not being sympathetic to the people of Canada. And I was like, I have no distaste towards the people of Canada, but also I don't take back what I said. And she's like, you're just stupid.
That was basically it. That was basically the whole argument.
Yeah. And then she told me that I laughed at her for like 3 hours and she thought I was offended. And then she was like, she's like, there's 10,000 nerves in the female clit, and somehow you're still more sensitive. And I was like, that can't be real because the clit's a myth.
And then, like, at what point did she go, oh, he's just trolling now? She did
literally
She's too stupid
never.
To realize it.
Dude.
I was going to say, from what I remember of this conversation when you told me, I don't recall a point in which she tapped out realizing that you were absolutely not taking any of this seriously.
She just kept going. She kept going, and it was, I don't know. I like trolling people, and I don't normally do it on Facebook because, like, I don't know, like, my mom can see it. I was like, hopefully my mom didn't see that clit joke.
Your mom definitely saw that clit joke. She's just waiting for the next holiday dinner to be like, by the way, Ryan,
the clit's real.
The clit's real.
If that chick on Facebook
let your
was
father
half
tell
as
you something
persistent
about
as she
it.
was stupid, she wouldn't need a clit to have an orgasm.
Oh no, it's dude. Hey, listen. We have raised a society of people who have been raised to be victims, and if they can't themselves be victims, they will just cry about other victims so they can also gain their social clout.
Look, all I'm hearing is they have a void in their heart and they need a victim, and I'm willing to make a few.
I don't know what that means.
I'm pretty sure that was a threat.
I'm pretty sure
It sounded like
I'm
it.
pretty sure half this podcast made a few.
Probably. I mean,
All right, then you know exactly what I was saying.
yeah, I know. I do.
Just stop sheltering the truth and trust me, you'll have your victims.
Look, no, listen, the victim mentality has gotten so bad to the point that quite literally now to this day, having an American flag is a right-wing dog whistle to the left. This comes from a Reddit thread. The problem is the right and Trump making nationalism such a core tenet politically. Back in the day, folks had American flags out regardless of political affiliation. When I go out for walks in my neighborhood, if I see an American flag or more importantly, a new America 250 flag, I instantly think that person is MAGA. This is based on knowing some of the folks are due to other reasons. When you see someone wearing, flag hat or certain clothing that has flags, it's highly likely someone who is MAGA. They've turned our flag into fascist iconography. It's like Bush's either you're with us or you're against us doctrine.
All right, so hold on. So this guy specifically knows people in his neighborhood, and they're MAGA dudes, and they have American flags. And by association, that means everybody who has an American flag is a MAGA chud. Let's just apply that to everything and see how it goes for us.
Well, I mean, I could apply that to blue hair.
If we did, there'd be
facial
so many
piercings.
less letters in the alphabet army.
I'm just like,
listen, there are a few gay people out there that are pedophiles. Does that mean all gay people are pedophiles? No, but there's a very large portion.
Also, what's the America 250 flag? Is it? I have not even seen this.
Look,
I didn't know it was a
I'd
thing.
like to propose a new bill. I like to make 2 points here. One, you show me the average right-winger who's blocking traffic to make a statement in which they decide that their opinions are worth putting in the way of everybody else, which, by the way, is fascism. And then if you're going to denounce your flag or if you're going to support another country over your own, which don't get me wrong, saying that your country's doing bad things versus, kind of just bringing over the people and replacing your own people with people of foreign power as your elected representatives, get out. You should lose your citizenship.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is what they're talking about, but okay. Cool.
That's not a new flag. That was a celebration. How is that a new flag that we're acting like again it has to be MAGA and everything else?
I like that we're at the point where people think that if you are, it's not nationalism. If you're just patriotic, you're far right wing. That's the level of disparity we have between right and left. Is left wing, right wing, patriotic, left wing. I think at this point we're just at socialism or bust.
Yeah, I mean that's what the left is unless you're flying a hammer and sickle, they don't want anything to do with you.
And here's my problem. I fucking hate both of them.
I do. I mean, I'm at that point. I hate the far left and I hate the far right. They're both completely ridiculous and everything they want is virtually unsustainable.
It's funny because I'm going to be much more lowbrow, low IQ comment on it. Once you go far enough right and far enough left, you either end up with inbred hillbillies or you end up with inbred polygils.
Training Unix, I would say, was more like, the left. Because, I mean, even the men on the left aren't men. They're just male adjacent. Shelby said, then wave a confederated one and go full patriot mode. Go full white supremacist on him. Hit him with the Dave Chappelle.
Well, don't forget, we do have the black white supremacist. What was the corporation that just got shot down for funding the KKK? 3 months ago? Is
it really the KKK, or did they find 50 hillbillies in the woods and give them some White Castle money?
Dude, no, they were fucking tossing them crazy amounts of money.
The Southern Poverty Law Center.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way.
Yeah, dude.
no,
the
they
SPLC was literally funding
they were
the KKK.
funneling money into the KKK, and they were trying to say that they were doing it because it was like they were infiltrating. Like
Shelby brought up a correlation to more modern situations that are a bit more known. Like the
like queers for Palestine. Yeah, well,
do me a favor. I'm all for you giving support to Palestine. All I ask is that you do it over on their soil.
dude, I every day that all this shit continues, I'm more like, I don't know, man. Palestine might not be that bad.
I mean, they're all bad. I don't think they deserve what's happening to them, but you know.
Palestine's not bad. It's just rubble. Like, there's nothing left that could possibly be bad.
The ideologies,
And
though,
yet-
like the idea of you have a different sexual orientation to me, I have the right to kill you is a bit extreme.
That's just this. That's radical Islam.
It is.
That's radical Islam.
You can
that's
say
not
that. It
unique.
doesn't make
That's
it
not
right. I don't
unique.
give a fuck.
That's not you. But that's not unique to Palestine.
No, it's not. It's not at all. Like,
No,
that was.
I'm not saying Palestine is the root cause of its own evil currently, but it doesn't change the fact that it is what's there.
But it's not. Well,
currently.
that's not even.
Okay.
That's not even just
That's-
Islam.
Devil's advocate here. They voted for Hamas. Flip side,
So did New
Hamas
York.
also hasn't held an election since 2005. So
Neither will New York.
It's no different than every other story in history with dictatorships. Like, they voted in a dictator and now they're fucked.
I have never been more conflicted than watching the dude from New York
Zoran
say
Mamdani.
that Netanyahu is a war criminal. I was like, I hate you, but god damn, he's
No,
right.
dude, he said a couple things recently where I've been like, "Don't make me like you,
Dude,
Don't do it. Don't do it."
here's the thing about Zoran Mamdani that actually freaks me out a little bit is that he is actually everything the left needed.
Well, yeah,
he's
100%.
charismatic. He's like boots on the ground, reaching out to the voters that he knows. I mean, look at New York. He captured the Muslim vote because he was out in those communities. He also got a large portion of the Jewish vote, which still doesn't make sense to me. But he is
if
what
he
the left
wasn't a
needed.
socialist, I'd say I like him.
I'm very tired of hearing people talk about how he is such a great businessman and capitalist when he balanced the budget and all this bullshit, and then it's like, well, he balanced the budget by borrowing like an astronomical amount of money to make the budget work. Like, what was it, like a $6 billion, or no, I think it was $8. Yeah. Hold on, let me Google. Was
I'm
it
already
Whatever,
on
my
it.
camera refuses to focus.
Oh yeah, no, Jamie, pull it up. Was it like an $8 billion loan to make the budget work?
New York State did $7.6 billion in one account and about $8 billion total across tranches in another, with some summaries citing up to $28 billion in state support, depending on what's counted. So, but as far as the bailout, yeah, it was about $8 billion.
Right. So, I mean, it's not some miraculous save; it's a bailout.
Yeah,
Damn,
literally.
do you remember a few years ago when GMC saved the shit out of the car market? Good job, GMC.
I do recall. I recall at the time being in the car business and working for a Ford dealership and selling the living fuck out of Fords because they were one of the only American auto manufacturers that did not take bailout money. At the time, they might have later, but at the time, I had so many fucking rednecks showing up at my dealership being like, "I want an F-150," and I was like, "Motherfucker, I got you."
F3, buy them all.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, no, but that was real. And people say they don't care about that shit, but like, I sold customers cars. Like what's a fucking, like, at the time, like, now a fucking F-150 is like $60,000, but like at the time they were probably like 35 to 40, maybe 45. Like, but still, You spend $45,000 because you're like, I want this, not a Chevy that somebody fucking subsidized. Like, people do indeed vote with their dollars.
They do. And unfortunately, the powers that be would rather have you not believe that.
And then Ford shipped their manufacturing to Mexico, and then they lost a shitload of those people.
Half the information that we get, unless you look it up anymore, is a lie anyhow. Reese's still advertises that the peanut butter cups are made in America because they did the last major edit to the peanut butter cups, which is a resting period in an American warehouse. They're made in fucking Mexico, dude. Eat my ass.
I mean, Kia advertises that they're an American brand, and they ship all their parts in from all over the world, and they just manufacture the actual car in Georgia.
Yeah. Facts.
Although I would buy a Kia.
I think the made in needs to represent where the majority of the manufacturing process began, whether it's fabricating the parts, etc. Like, there needs to be a point system assigned to the steps, and the majority sum of the points required to go from, A to Z needs to be the made in advertisement. And even if it is, you manage to get 51% of it in America, you still need to more broadly disclaim where that other percent of manufacturing is happening.
I don't care. Do it with the best parts, do it with the best manufacturing, and fucking sell it on that.
That's not what I'm arguing.
Right, but like the whole Made in America thing is a wonderful idea, and if America makes it better than Mexico or South Korea or wherever, then awesome. But if you don't, then fucking up your game, America.
I'm not saying go the DEI hire. I'm fully with you. The best person for the job should get it. My point is, like you just said, people vote with their dollars. So if you want the option for the best things to become available, we need more transparency so the people who want to invest in that opportunity for that area to grow and refine its process to become that needs to become information that is accurate. It's the same thing as the single bills. You need to know what people are truly voting for, not be like, this guy voted that he wants to murder babies. No, he voted against sending another $80 billion to Israel.
I'm going to do something very rare, at least for these days, real quick. And I'm going to say that, to your point on the Made in America thing, I think that is one of the things that the Trump administration did really well, specifically with automakers, was when he was imposing sweeping tariffs, they put a 25% import tax on foreign built, I want to say it was passenger vehicles, light trucks, and the commercial, like medium to heavy duty. And basically, as long as they were assembled here, they didn't get hit with that import tax. But on top of that, they've been trying to restructure the trade pacts, like the USMCA, for example, by requiring a 50% U.S. sourced content threshold. So at least 50% of your parts would have to be made in America in order to be part of that trade pact.
Sounds good in practice, right? But what if America doesn't make the best parts?
Touché.
Are you aware of the chicken tax? Do you know what the Hilux is? The Toyota Hilux. Hold on.
It's not in my head.
Let me pull you up a picture here.
You're doing your point here.
You get to be Jamie for a minute.
I'll be Jamie for a moment. Dude, don't show me a fucking new Hilux. Like,
Jamie, when are we getting a Heidi?
You're right. Show me a fucking. Okay, so I'm gonna pull
First
up.
Off, Ryan, you have a Heidi. Don't fucking sell yourself short.
I have a Heidi. I have a Heidi. I have a Heidi living in my house. It's fucking great.
He does, but he won't let her anywhere near us miscreants.
No. All he has to do is warn her that the webcam's on, and she changes floors of the house. She wants nothing to do with that.
This is a Toyota Hilux. It's a Toyota light truck. It's been manufactured.
I saw this. That dude that tears apart vehicles by ramming them through fields couldn't destroy this thing.
Dude, they're unkillable, and they've been manufactured for fucking decades. They're inexpensive to make. They're inexpensive to buy. They're inexpensive to maintain. They're a great, affordable truck, and they don't exist in the United States. If you look in the Middle East, they are one of the most widely popular vehicles used for like technicals, like where they'll mount like a fucking dishka in the back of it and run it for military.
Two things.
Yes.
One, why are they not prominent or at all in the U.S.?
Because of the chicken tax.
Break it
So
down.
the chicken
Shelby
tax
said they sell thousands of Hilux in Argentina.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Like, listen, they are one of them, if not the most popular truck in the world. They're damn fucking close. So the chicken tax is a U.S. 25% tariff on most imported light trucks into the United States. It was imposed in 1964 under Lyndon B. Johnson, originally part of a retaliatory measure against European tariffs on U.S. chicken exports.
It was a leftover relic law that needs to go the fuck away.
Yeah, and it hasn't for fucking ever.
Every country has it. Go ahead, sorry.
No, but it hasn't. It's been forcing U.S. built trucks to be the dominant force in the U.S. light truck market, and U.S. light trucks have been exponentially more expensive than, like, we could import these for, like, you look at something like, what's the cheapest truck? The cheapest light truck on the U.S. market right now is probably either a Nissan.
You said used truck?
No. A new truck, new light truck, probably that you can buy in the United States is probably something like a Ford Maverick or maybe a Nissan Frontier, because I know Nissan was doing a lot to keep their fucking price down, but you're still talking $35,000+ for a base model light truck. Like, these Hiluxes literally have never hit U.S. soil without like special imports, because we are hanging on to this fucking tariff. Excuse me, old fashioned's hitting. This tariff from 1964. So, and because it forces us to use U.S. made, which is more expensive than a comparable product. Like, it's free market for U.S., but it's not free market in actual scope.
Okay, so correct. I still think what we were saying before about the made in the U.S. being better, as far as like us being more clear on it, is the right way to go. But if we're going this way, when you leave, can you please close the door? Not the whole way. Just create it close, please. Thank you. Love you.
Shelby said it's rock solid shit and affordable for working class people.
With that in mind, with the investors and people buying, so that if they ever want America to truly beat them and the pricing points and figure out how to stabilize that part of the market so that it becomes something that can handle itself more and not require bailouts, because I hate to tell you, we're getting there again. You need to have true free market. You can't have this the way it currently is. But as far as like the relic laws that need to go away, this feels a little bit more intentional, which is bullshit. It's the same thing as like prohibition stuff, or the old weed advertisements from the 40s. You know, if your wife smokes this, she's gonna want to get pregnant by African Americans, and they didn't use that word.
Here's what it makes me want a fucking
Hilux.
I want a Hilux on principle. Like, I want to find a way to import one. Like,
there's that guy on YouTube. He lives in the U.S. He imported it. So like,
you can do it, but it's like I don't want to say it's. I was going to make an R34 reference. It's not R34. You know.
Yeah. I got you. One of the funniest relic laws, just because we're bringing it up, was in an area of Europe. I forget specifically where. You can't walk in public with a full suit of armor while carrying a raw fish. It's just something they're dumb and still exists out there, and for some reason haven't been purged.
Alcohol was involved in whatever that story was.
So that's one of those signs that you see it and you're like,
in Florida,
I need to know what happened.
Well, there's a law on the books in Florida that is still on the books.
Captain Boomstick said, I want a Ford Falcon. Ford Falcon that's a good choice. I swear I'm watching the chats. In Florida, what is Florida? Florida man said what?
That that it is illegal to have sex in any position other than missionary.
Well, I fucking broke that law.
Yeah. It's, I mean, that's one of those ones that I highly doubt it's like actually.
No one
fucking
enforces
law.
that shit. However,
But-
they have historically enforced this fucking Hilux because you don't know what the Hilux is. Trust me, they've enforced it.
Well, yeah. And I'm not to mention, like I said, that one feels more like a true invasion of free market. I completely agree with you, but I still think that saying because we don't have a true free market that it needs to just boil down to who does it best. Correct. But we need the facts to be able to, if we ever want to be that best, we need the facts that when people are buying their stuff, outside of the idiots who are going to buy it because it's made in America, solely because it's made in America, and be fucking idiots because, like, yes, I'm all for being patriotic, but also, like...
I am too.
You can't complain about DEI hires and then do that shit. It's the same fucking model.
100%. I want the U.S. to make the best products, but I also want the best products. And if we're not the guy at the moment, like, fucking figure out what it takes to make us the guy. And in the meantime, I'm going to fucking drive a Hilux.
If you get the information out there so people can accurately know what's going on in a way that's not a nightmare or false numbers or tampered with, the numbers are real. Yeah, but you also took the line graph and warped it in aspect ratio to look a certain way. Like, quit finding ways to be the funny word without being the funny word, and just give us the facts. Like, let people know so that they know where they want to invest, where they know where the R&D needs to occur so that we can better ourselves. We've lied so fucking much. We don't know any Jewish. The funny word was Jewish. Quit being Jewish without being Jewish. Because that's what it is. It's we've lied so.
I was so ready.
I
was ready for the beat drop.
We've lied so much without lying that we've convinced ourselves that we know the truth, and we fucking don't anymore. Hiding things in bills in the back of the bill so that votes, you can't tell what the vote is. Changing pie graphs, saying that, we warned you that this medication could cause this when you list off 158 and then say, and more undisclosed side effects towards a fucking pill on the market. Like, quit being fucking Jewish, dude.
I was going to bring this up earlier and I got distracted because whiskey is strong. You brought up the omnibus bills earlier, and something that I thought was like when you said it was,
is that the term for like overbloated bills with bullshit omnibus?
So when you write when
omnibus
you have
or continuing resolution, depending on time of the year.
When you have a bill that is like primarily like Homeland Security, national defense spending, all this kind of stuff, and then you just tuck something in here over and here's a tax cut for the oil companies, like something like that. So you've got all these topics.
They're doing it right now, trying to attach the Save America Act.
Yeah, I know, because fuck the Republicans at this point. I'm so fucking annoyed. Like, don't do that shit.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed that I was going to vote the way I was going to vote on the last election with the changes that they displayed.
So
yeah, I regret every minute I spent
I remember
advocating for them.
I told you were retarded. You didn't listen to me.
Actually, motherfucker, this retard convinced you.
Yeah, I know you did. No, you did, and I'll be honest. At the time,
you ever hear the idiom of never argue with a retard because they're going to drag you down and beat you with experience?
Here's the thing. So, my options at that point were Chase Oliver, and I'm not a gigantic Chase Oliver fan.
No, he's a douchebag.
If Mike Termott was the candidate, it would have probably been a very different moment for me.
Fuck it, Jeremy Todd for president.
Dude, I would vote that every day. Like,
sad part is, I know him. He never will.
He made it. No, he never will.
He made it very clear in our podcast. He wants to be a one-term guy.
So here's the thing, though, and that's, oh God, this is the worst thing about politics: is the best politicians you can ask for are the people who don't want to be fucking politicians. And he was like, not intending to fucking be a politician. He was like, oh shit, I'm here and I can do the job better than anybody else that is around. That's me putting words in his mouth. He didn't say that, but
phrasing.
Which, if
Yeah.
you guys have not seen that interview, there was a ton of technical difficulties, but the audio is all there. The first 45 minutes, his camera was
apparently KY is great for lubrication and bad for the internet.
exactly. But if you haven't seen that one yet, it's episode 18, Can't Buy KY. The guy is...
He's a fucking G.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that he does not want to be a lawmaker for very long, because guys like him are the ones that we need as lawmakers.
It's like Batman refusing to be Batman.
Yeah, 100%. Like, the guy, he's in an incredibly unique position. He is intelligent. He's level-headed. He uses common sense. He had actually...
You just pissed off half the left, dude.
But here's the thing. His biggest apology, his apology, he kept apologizing to us, because when we would ask a question, he would be like, "Look, I'm sorry, this isn't like the best answer, but it's and he would go on to give this like fully thought out and fleshed out explanation that was, albeit boring, but was exactly what politics should be.
Time out. So, well, I'm not arguing that you said boring if that's the factual point of things. But people think that just because somebody doesn't generate memes, doesn't generate viewership, that means that they're not great for politician. One of the biggest jokes we have in this fucking period, like, what I don't know when it started, but we're still in it, is that term. And I said it before, news media. What is best for us doesn't need to be entertaining. It needs to be what's best for us. If he's on that route, I'll shut up and listen to him all fucking day long.
Shelby, no,
and no, I'll show you why. I'll show you why.
I won't show you why, but I'll present a GIF of Legolas.
Heidi, bring it up.
This is why I will never vote for Rubio.
I feel like that's among his least transgressions. Also, wait for them to get a really shitty fucking picture.
Right?
Also, his ears are like...
You remember Goosebumps?
A third of his head.
Does anybody here remember Goosebumps, the movies and books?
Yes.
You remember the little fucking dummy puppet thing?
Yeah, oh, dude, he looks like
just like the evil dummy.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking... I was going to say marionette.
Which is ironic, because it's clear Israel has their hand up his ass and is using his mouth as a fucking talking...
Is there a specific name for those puppets? I
have no idea. Israel's being a ventriloquist, and he's the fucking puppet with the hand up the ass. That's
Israel is Jeff Dunham.
Boom sticks.
The only person, like, there's other people that are really good. The only person who wants to be a politician right now that I would, you tell me tomorrow that, like, there's any chance in hell we can actually get him into a seat of power, is Thomas Massey. And the fact that AIPAC did what they did to shut him down is proof that they don't want him there, which leads to one of two things. Either we need to get him in there so stuff can get done, or we try and get him in there and he gets Kurt.
Dude, you know what's wild too? Is Massey had like a 76% or something voting record voting with the GOP.
He just didn't vote for massive spending bills, and every time the GOP had something
he
important,
didn't vote
they
for the shit he told you he wasn't going to vote for.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
A man of his word. Holy fuck.
Yeah, fucking hire
no wonder
him
AIPAC
anywhere.
is against him.
Well, and I find it interesting that this whole Mitch McConnell thing, right? Like, where in the world is Mitch
First
McConnell?
off, that motherfucker is dead.
He's dead.
Wait, what did you send me today? Did you send me that fucking...
I'm almost positive that Mitch McConnell is dead. So the only thing that makes logical sense to me is that they're holding off until the governor will no longer have to call a special election, which I believe the deadline on that is August 3rd. Because they know that Thomas Massey would probably throw his hat in the ring, and they don't want to have to divide resources on a special election when they have the midterms coming up.
Hang tight. I'm going to offend the entire world.
You know what kind of behavior that sounds like? God, sorry.
This is the text that the screenshot that I got from Bobby today. It was a screenshot of a tweet. And
I'll post it.
Yeah,
I'll show it.
It was, I'm going to read it though. You can post, yeah. It was a screenshot of a tweet. It said, "Has anyone tried flipping Mitch McConnell over and blowing into him like a Nintendo cartridge, or was that Lindsey Graham's job?" That's the fucking screenshot that I get in the middle of my workday today, and I'm like, fuck.
Dude, I laughed so hard. I even posted. I was like, well, see you in hell, I guess.
I have to spend my entire days turning off politics in my brain because I don't want to like go into like I don't know what my fucking clients believe. Like, and honestly, like if we disagree, we disagree. That's completely fine as long as we're not assholes.
That's one of those lines
And
you
then
gotta dance, right? Where like, how much can you talk about it before you're obnoxious versus the morality to talk about it to make these idiots who can't think about it and realize how important it is.
It
to get them
depends because here's how it used to be, right? If I went and I was like, oh hey, there's my client. Oh hey, there's his car. Oh, he's got a fucking Glock sticker on the back window. Oh, we're good. That's where I used to be. Unfortunately, now, I'm like, oh, dude, if this guy has I swear he's gonna have like a fucking Trump flag hanging in his back window behind the Glock sticker, and then I'm gonna be like, I fucking hate you.
And it's because of the the idea. We need to bring back classic. Like if bipartisanship needs to continue to be a thing, which it doesn't. Let's get that fact out right there now.
That's
but
the
like,
thing.
if it's going to continue to be a thing,
that.
we need to bring back the classic ways of looking at things because it's not even just about the extremists. Extremists has just fallen into the category of being used so much anymore because people fucking refuse to evolve an ideology. And once you refuse to, you might as well be an extremist because you're going to die on the hill. Like, open up your fucking mind and be willing to evolve. And then it's funny because I'll say this. I'll talk about the being open-minded. And if I guarantee you, like we saw on the YouTube, there's going to be some fucking blue-haired cunt that makes a comment against me about how I must have so much money and that they don't feel guilty for me. First off, motherfucker, like, I'm broke, but the things I do have, I work my ass off for. You can just eat a bag of dicks. But the point is, how are you going to say you're from the open-minded side and then freak out when I'm openly admitting that, like, both sides need to truly be open-minded. Just saying, I'm open to the idea of polycule sex isn't open-minded. Being open to the idea of, hey, you and me differ politically on some points, Ryan, but we're still the best of friends because I don't have to fucking hate you just because I have a different thought process.
Dude, if you and I got drunk and really, really got into politics, we would probably fucking fight, and then we play video games and call each other faggots.
Yeah, I'm gonna come home with a bloody fucking eyebrow. Julie's gonna ask what happened. I'll be like, well, first we beat the shit out of each other, and then we got really close to hitting GC. It'll never happen again because I haven't been that level of drunk in years.
We also grew up in a world. We grew up in a world, at least in our early days, where you would walk into a bar and you'd have a disagreement and you'd punch somebody in the face, and then you'd share a beer and you'd move on. And now I live in a world where I still, like, I'm a musician. I still go to bars and I see bar fights all the time. And then some dude gets stabbed and I'm like, this might not be the same world that I fucking grew up in. Like, you used to have a gentleman's dispute and you'd fucking throw hands. You would, like, I watched so many people get knocked out. I participated in some of those knocking outs. Like,
I mean, you suplex some stupid bitch because she wouldn't stop being a stupid bitch.
No, I suplexed some bitch because she tried to kick me in the balls.
Being a stupid bitch.
She tried to kick me in the balls. I let her punch me in the face like 2 or 3 times. And then when she tried to kick me in the groin, then I flipped her on her head. And the cameras missed it. And I was really bummed because I wanted to save that in slow-mo.
It's one of the moments you told me about in your life that I'm so sad I wasn't there to just be that motherfucker in the background yelling, oh, shit, it's a Batista.
Yeah, no, that was a fun moment.
RKO out of nowhere.
What was... Can we let's go? Hey, let's go to the chat.
End the fucking stream.
No. Was Shelby asking about any libertarian candidate?
Presidential.
Well, I mean, we don't have any announced. Has anybody announced?
Not yet.
Say, because I mean,
I'd be for that guy you had on before.
Out, but
I'd be for that guy that you was like the VP for the vice president, like the VP candidate.
Yeah, Mike Tremont.
I'd vote for him.
Mike Tremont. I'm
not saying long term, but I think he'd do better than what we're currently fucking doing.
Oh dear fucking God, he'd be better than what we have right now.
Look, sometimes you don't need like we're not voting for a monarchy. Like, there's other people I'd love to see, but like if I had the choice and it was like either a repeat of last election and you put him in there as one of the candidates, I'd vote for him in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Now, I mean, so Termont is wonderful. Every day I open X and I see him like tweet shit, and I'm like, is he making waves? No, but is he just tweeting like fucking like? Hold on, let me pull up his fucking X real fast, because he's just fucking tweeting fucking real shit.
He posted something today and said, like, if your
bars.
representative is on TV every night, there's a good chance they're not reading bills.
What did he say earlier? Oh, this. He said government calls your house your property, right up until they decide what you can build on it, what color it should be, who can live there, and how much rent you owe them every year to keep it. Like,
100%,
fucking facts.
100% that
fucking facts.
As far as if your person's on TV every day, 100%. Why the fuck? Like, don't get me wrong. I get that the second you say the president of the United States, there needs to be a certain level of importance applied to it. But why the fuck do they need to be a celebrity?
What else?
Go do your goddamn job.
He said, I want a government that protects my right to be left alone. Facts. Yeah, I like the guy a lot. If it would have been him in the presidential position instead of Chase Oliver, I think I probably would have stuck with the Libertarian Party for my vote for the last election. As it stands, I'll be honest, I don't know if I regret my vote from the last election.
I'll probably end up throwing mine away on the next election.
I don't know
unless somebody comes out of the woodwork, I'm just writing in Massey.
I don't know if I regret my vote from the last election. However, I'm tired of a system that gives us two fucking bad choices.
This brings back what I said earlier about two different people. It's the same president in two different separated terms, but what we got this time is not the same, and we voted with the facts of what we had. At the time in which I was ready to vote for Trump, which I didn't end up voting because it was causing disputes in my fucking household, so I just sat the fuck home and decided it wasn't worth fucking dealing with crazy bullshit over. But at the time, I was prepared to vote for somebody who, in his previous term, did a much better job than what we had been seeing.
That was what I was going to say.
The wall.
That was what I was going to say. Is when I cast my last presidential vote, I was casting it based on what I knew of Kamala Harris and what I knew of a 2020 Trump presidency. And then what I got out of the new Trump presidency is not at all what I fucking thought I was going to get based on the previous term.
Let's get it real, though. I'm still not voting for Harris. I will vote Libertarian, or I will write a motherfucker in.
And once again, I wish Mike Termont would have been the Libertarian candidate in that situation, because that probably would have changed my vote.
If Mike Termont still watches the show, love your episode.
I don't think Mike Termont ever watched the show.
He was on it. I'm hoping he watched his episode.
He was here. He was here.
I'm hoping he comes in to see what's come of it.
He was episode 1, I believe, wasn't he?
No, episode 1 was the war in Iran. It was the panel show, but he was the first singular guest. He was in episode 2.
He wasn't the first 4. I would say, yeah, it was early on.
It was
loved your
episode 2.
Mike Termont's a fucking G.
I hope to see him do some great stuff in politics. I really do.
I want Mike Termont to have an ability to actually affect change. That's what I want.
That's what I would love.
See, one of the bad things is, so go ahead, Robert.
No, go ahead, because this is going to take us to a different point.
So one of the things, and I'll make it concise. One of the things I hate is, like you said, he's not making waves. He's talking continuously. The only problem with this is the people that we like this. Thomas Massey makes some waves, but still, he's not out there blowing shit up as far as like the topics goes.
I fucking wish he would.
It's unfortunate because of how loud the extremists on either end are. They don't know how to shut their mouths and talk calmly. And I mean, like, people be like, well, you're not talking calmly, you're swearing. Sure. And I might say, eat my ass. I might be very concise. It's who I am. And sometimes it's going to sound low IQ. I like to point out that a lot of things I said, I think were coming in our conversations, Ryan, over the last, 5-6 years that I've known you, have come to pass. So I might be low IQ, but I spot the patterns pretty early on.
Yeah, you're weirdly Simpsons-like. It's annoying.
But it's just unfortunate how these people who you can have these have to be drowned out by the loudness of idiocracy.
Well, here's the thing. We were promised so much. And the thing that kills me is that the boomers specifically that are all 100% pro MAGA, like 100% on board with it, that will just eat up every ounce of goy slop that the media pushes to them, is sitting there defending him. Meanwhile, they're ending Medicare Part D subsidies, so it's going to raise their prescription drug costs, and then goes on to say this.
Because the United States can't take care of daycare. That has to be up to a state. We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. You got to let a state take care of daycare, and they should pay for it too. They should pay. They have to raise their taxes, but they should pay for it. And we could lower our taxes a little bit to them to make up, but it's not possible for us to take care of daycare.
We pay
Medicaid,
daycare for
Medicare,
Israel. What the fuck are you talking about?
Individual things. They can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of.
So I don't.
Rough.
He does. And I don't fully disagree with him that more should be put back to the states. But
in
the
general,
fact that this man was like, we're fighting wars, we can't afford to take care of our own citizens.
Well, quit fucking starting them. Yeah. Beep, 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 beep.
Just saying.
So, no, in general, I want more pushed back to the states than I want the federal government to do. I want states to have access to, like, run their fucking preschools and daycares. Like, that's real. But yeah, no, fucking scapegoating it to me. We got shit to do.
Yeah.
Like, why does he sound like the fucking villain in like a 1940s sketch where it's like he's got somebody tied up on the railroad tracks?
Yeah. No, literally. Okay, good chat. Boomstick's gonna make some waves with this one among the three of us, I know. Well, we gotta vote for somebody. If not, we're gonna see AOC or Harris.
Yep.
You're not wrong, but at the same time, we currently have an administration that is spending billions upon billions upon billions of dollars to fight a foreign war that we never should have been a part of, that is raising our cost of living day to day, keeping major things like fertilizer stuck in the Strait of Hormuz because of this game of red light, green light that we're playing with Iran over there. We have put ourselves into a position where who are we going to vote for? Because you're going to get socialism under Democrats, and you're going to get neocons that want to continue fighting wars on behalf of Israel. To what end? We get nothing from it.
For America.
We have
Republicans
pushing for Section 219 of the National Defense Authorization Act that essentially makes us military partners with Israel directly. So instead of us voting on sending them aid, it essentially gives them just a blank check.
And it doesn't have something written in. I read this last week. I don't remember because I remember I historically do not research anything that we talk about on this podcast because I like to come in fresh and just talk a bunch of shit. But I was actually reading through 219, and I believe there was like some kind of prevention for withdrawing from that deal without like some kind of justified cause.
Yes. So where is...
Well, he's looking that up, Ryan.
Shelby, I'm curious real quick to know if your Libertarian Party though is the same as ours is. Just because like a lot of parties have the same names. And I'm not familiar with the Argentine Libertarian Party. I'd be curious to see if it's like the same stances, I guess. But that would be fun. I wish our Libertarian Party had. I don't even need 56%. I'd be happy with like 30%.
We don't even have our Libertarian Party is nowhere near even the like a third of the equation. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So just to give everybody that's maybe not familiar with what Section 219 does, it directs the Secretary of Defense to designate a Pentagon executive agent to oversee and accelerate bilateral defense research and development, testing, evaluation, and industrial cooperation with Israel, aiming to integrate Israeli defense technologies more deeply into U.S. supply chains, including joint development in areas like AI, drones, and weapons production. Operating outside the normal annual appropriations oversight, which critics argue reduces congressional accountability over time. So Ryan, to your point, that language does not come in Section 219, but it may be in a separate.
Do you want to know how you change history and erase any evidence of any wrongdoing from a country that really needs to be under investigation from wrongdoing historically? Give them access to AI on the level of which we have.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, dude, look, they
people say all the time you can't erase it if
technology.
it's on the internet. You can now.
Yeah, they've stolen nuclear technology. You brought up the F-35s earlier, which, by the way, was all because of a deal with Turkey. And then now you want to integrate them deeply into the AI revolution here. I mean,
said it privately.
Flock, Palantir, Signal Trace, Axon.
I would say you better include Axon
All of
because
it.
that's the new one coming. So be ready for it. If you see Axon, it's not just a rebrand; it's the same motherfuckers.
Axon's not new though. Like Axon's a company that's been making body cams for the cops. Like every major police.
That's Axiom.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Axiom.
AXIOM.
But to what you were saying previously, and I said this off camera, if you're in as a representative in Congress and you voted for the merging of our military with any foreign body,
it's Axon.
They're called Axiom cameras.
No, they're not. Axon makes the fucking body cams for cops. An online body 2 on eBay costs $1,000. A body 3 costs $378. It's a police body body cam.
I'm still more for it being on police than I am for it being general surveillance technology.
I am as well. And the reason for that is because it's maintained and easily FOIA-able. We need to make FOIA.
I think it's important in that situation because it's designed to help provide credibility during high tension situations in which credibility is oftentimes
100%,
lost.
100%. And in most, and I'm going to say this, in most cases where I see body camera footage from cops, I like to give them the benefit of the doubt because they're in a fucking situation that you and I typically can't comprehend.
Yeah. Outside of the body cams, what I was saying is I think anybody in our representatives, Congress, anywhere along that food chain who has entertained the idea of merging our military with any military. There's a difference between allying and merging to the point where you're giving any form of authoritative power over our military outside of immediate frontline moments during Allied war. It needs to be tried for treason.
Dude, why do they have a fucking Apple website?
Right. The Axon light post. They're literally turning streetlights into surveillance
you
cameras.
open up the head or you open up the pipe, you split one wire, forward it through by just wire nutting that shit, add the next piece in, and it's live.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how easy it is.
I think hundreds of thousands of people should request demos.
So
Oh, here's a webinar. Beyond the plate read, Axon's unified vehicle intelligence.
Oh God, tell me they're not doing the same fucking
Real-time
shit, man.
alerts, unified search by plate, make, model, color, or unique features. Vehicle movement
So they're going to do the
history
same thing with
visualization.
They're going to do the same thing with bumper stickers and vehicle damage and everything.
Fast deployment even on existing infrastructure.
Do they have drones?
Yes, they do. In
Oh,
fact,
don't
Axon
fucking
has...
Damn, we're literally walking into Minority Report. Isn't this crazy?
I know.
For a
You were thinking it
DFR
too, right?
solution
Minority
built for
Report?
Yeah, oh,
public
yeah.
safety. Oh, and now they're going to hide it. Okay.
So
This is
Robert-
the one though that really fucking bothers me. And again, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's me just being paranoid. But this is what kills me.
Hold on, real fast, Boomstick. I see your comment. I mean, what do you think is happening with Meta glasses? Same thing that's happening with your phone. However,
yeah, but don't worry, they're not listening.
no, they're fucking listening. They're absolutely listening. And it's Meta glasses, they're fucking listening and probably fucking watching. The difference is, you have a choice to take a phone with you. You have a choice to wear glasses. You have a choice that you're using the technology they give you. This is taking away your choice.
Jesus Christ, look at these stealth deployments for these cameras.
Barrel camera, pole camera, toolbox camera, cargo carrier,
Jesus Christ.
radar trailers, and variable message boards.
So the radar trailer is the one that we had
That's
seen
just
previously.
that's just the Alper system. I want to find. It's interesting that I can't find a direct.
Maybe
website.
that's why I'm not a billionaire. I refuse to release crap that the government can use to just manhandle the civilians. Maybe I should just make myself not one of the
Maybe
civilians.
that's why I'm
by
not a
being one
billionaire.
of them.
I have morals.
Okay, so the official site is not popping up in search results, which terrifies me. But 404
Thank you,
posted
Boomstick.
this company will add phone, AirPod, and smartwatch trackers to license plate readers. Signal Trace links devices that regularly travel together, correlating them to a license plate. It's a surveillance product that will sweep up and add all sorts of Bluetooth and other data to license plate readers, linking
Jesus
specific
fucking
devices
Christ.
and people to cars. So mobile phones, tire pressure sensors, vehicle hotspots, wearables, security and safety sensors,
Now,
tablets,
mind
and
you, some of
smartphones.
this is being done by Flock, even if they haven't publicly admitted it yet. This is all done
by Leonardo.
I know, but I'm saying for those who think that at least Flock isn't doing this part yet, there are people out who are doing war hack driving, which is basically just doing technological breach checking, stuff like that have taken out things that basically break down signal tracking, and have noted that being in proximity of Flock cameras, Flock is pinging Bluetooth off phones to grab Bluetooth IDs and see where they're coming from. So when you walk by, it does know if your Bluetooth's on or if you have anything that's got Bluetooth in it. It is grabbing your device IDs and correlating it with where you're at in its vision so that it can start mapping
probably
them to you.
Signal Trace.
It's probably Signal Trace. Yeah, so Signal Trace integrates with Flock and is
it's just sensors that they can add.
It's a separate company, but it's basically functions like an add-on.
Yeah, so basically,
all I know is these guys' cuck chairs must be huge, like lazy boys in the fucking corner of the room.
I have one of those.
Well, no. Ultimately, what it comes back
over there.
to.
It's a great.
Ultimately,
what
this comes back to, all of this technology is just to, it's to prevent hate. It's clearly just a tool to combat anti-Semitism.
I need soundboard buttons on my end. I need them.
By the way, Robert, check your DMs. I took a note out of Ryan's page to try Grok out for the first time tonight.
I did. I saw that. That's great.
You should pop it up so Ryan can see it.
Damn it.
This is
It's SWAT cameras with Cash Patel's eyes.
Make that happen, Ryan. Goy slop, mystery meat. Well, at least we know the mystery meat's uncut and it doesn't have any horrible.
Chef Boyardee, Manwich, and Spam.
Yep.
I felt like they were the most goy slop-esque foods.
That's brilliant. Oh, it's like Boomstick said it's like that AI thing off of Batman with Christian Bale. Yes.
Also, if that's where you went, I really need you to watch the movie Minority Report.
Yes. Minority Report is
weirdly enough like required fucking reading at this point.
It's crazy that we're entering Minority Report, Skynet, and the movie Idiocracy all at the same time.
And Demolition Man.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, for all of those,
Demolition Man,
three of
Hot
these make
Crimes.
sense to be together. But the fact that Idiocracy, that's nightmare fuel, bro.
Don't fucking miss.
Oh wait, yeah, it did. Those eyelids are too white.
Yeah. I could request revisions, but I'm not going to.
Oh, that is a plot.
Is it just
camera
me, or
with
does that
Tash
weird
Patel's
light
eyes.
at the top of that picture look like a freaking mouth? The lens looks like a little mouth.
Bro, Grok is so racist, it gave the Indian flock camera a dot.
It also gave him the like super thick eyebrows.
It did. Oh, Shelby said V for Vendetta.
Imagine if those eyebrows were connected.
Dude,
I would have died. I would have died.
Remember the 5th of November.
Remember January 6th.
Yeah, we need to do another January 6th. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, there was
we just saw that one chick on fucking Kill Tony.
I know, that's what I was about to bring up.
Apparently there's some new footage about to get released. And
I hope it does.
Yeah, she was saying there's new footage that's supposed to be getting released revolving around more information on January 6th. She was bringing it up because she was on the show previously and discussed what happened, about how they were actually invited in, and then once in, and it was a few minutes afterwards, that they were invited in for a guided tour, blah, 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 blah. But in one of the videos that's supposed to be coming out, she says she hopes, so I don't know if it's actually one of them, but you can actually see them like punch this chick in the gut, and she's like up there in age, dude.
Yeah, she's probably like in her 60s.
I'd say 60s. Yeah, 60s.
But yeah, no, she made the like. Granted, this is fucking Kill Tony, so take a grain of salt. Like, but she straight up says, like, we were invited inside by Capitol Police.
Yep, they received an invite days prior via like email or something like that. They showed up when they showed up, because they were it was like invited to do like peaceful protests, and when they got there, they were invited in for a guided tour.
So
I'm sorry. Like, I get, like, this is one of those things, like you said, I have Simpsons kind of things. There's certain things in which I'm like, there's a patterns going on. I genuinely am not surprised that this is the case. It feels, with our behaviors and stuff like that, and these kinds of things, this feels factual, dude. I'm not saying it is. We don't have that proof yet, but I'm saying it feels factual. I'm waiting for it to drop.
I mean, look, dude, at this point, conspiracy theorists are like 37-0. So,
dude, fucking right though.
Like, I just feel like that's just where we're at this point. Like, if the government tells you it's a lie, it's probably not a lie.
You mean like Operation Blue Light or Bluebird? When I talked about that years before it ever came out, talked about with Ryan a couple of years, and then Navy and them confirmed it like years after I was talking to him about it, and I was like, I fucking told you.
Dude, Boomstick, we will have that conversation. I'm all about having that conversation. Boomstick said, I can tell you some crazy shit about the 6th.
Yeah. 100%.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, like, it's like, we all believe that, like, MK Ultra still exists, right?
100%.
Like, they're still doing that shit.
Dude, first off, time out. Anybody who has the balls to look at you and say MK Ultra doesn't exist, and then taps to open up Facebook 5 seconds later and doom scroll is a fucking idiot.
No, TikTok.
If you think the technology and the things that they learned during operations like MK Ultra and stuff like that aren't part of what was handed off, like, Google is notoriously not a conspiracy. This is factual. Those guys were starting something in their garage. The CIA saw opportunity to integrate it in a way that people wouldn't resist and handed them what they needed to make Google what it became. If you think the same kind of stuff didn't happen with psychological studies between drugs or different lights or different things towards brainwashing and mannerisms and keeping things addicted didn't get adopted in when they realized the power that social media, people willingly giving up that level of information.
And it's to add to that, I was watching the Jack Neal podcast recently with
no, Shelby, not Mortal Kombat Ultra.
He had
sorry, Robert, I had to say no to that one.
So good though.
It really was. No, to your point though, I was watching the Jack Neal podcast and he had John Kiriakou on, which I fucking love that guy, the CIA whistleblower. He was the one that exposed the torture programs.
Okay.
During Iraq and Afghanistan, and he did some time in prison for it. But they were actually discussing the fact that just prior to Facebook being launched, there was a DARPA program called LifeLog, LIFELOG, and it was basically large scale data aggregation. Like it would track your purchases and basically just your activities in general, your bank statements, purchases, where you'd been, etc. And then Facebook conveniently launched the same day that the DARPA program was shut down.
I believe that.
Well, I mean, you already had all the utilities, right? The internet is an omni-bill. So like there was two things here. We talked about the existing infrastructure and how easy it is for them to hook into it. And I don't know if I've ever discussed, I won't say the company I work for. But I don't know if I've ever discussed with you what I do. I design softwares that are used for mapping, maintaining, and planning out infrastructure across the US for like telnet services, fiber, cable, coax, phone lines, dedicated phone lines, electricity, piping, gas, all that stuff. I design the software that we use to map that part of the infrastructure into our planning. So like when I saw the Axon and how easy it hooks in, like it's just crazy because we changed how fiber was being done. And I apologize for that digression here. We changed how fiber was done versus coax, where before we were using lines and stuff like that. And there's a smart aspect of changing it the way we did with fiber because we use what's called a fiber trunk, which is a massive bundle. Because while something happens to the outside of the bundle, you're still going to have damage. You still have core functionality in the main house of the bundle. It protects itself in those layers. So like, I have to look at it and be like, was this intentional? So that like they get this happen. The fiber systems are free. They're going to have the fastest relay of information towards government agencies, stuff like that. Like, you look at the forethought, and this branches into the internet. It's an omni-bill. Between the tracker files, the cookies, and then you have idiots who are like, well, you go up to your URL and remove anything that has a question mark equals in the thing. And that's not good to do either. Sometimes those are what's called query parameters, and it allows whatever you're going to understand what you're actually going to it for. Instead of sending it in some background information, it just includes it in the URL, and it does that stuff. But he's right that there's sometimes that what's after the question mark in that URL becomes a tracker seed, so they can get this information and correlate it. So why would they worry about generating something called LifeLog? Like, I'm not arguing. I'm saying like I agree that they did this stuff, but it was so much easier for them to just release it into the internet the way they did, because release it, let people start using it, slowly start adapting the services that already exist that people are just have accepted, because cookies and trackers are already doing the other 90% of what LifeLog wanted to do, and we're willingly sacrificing the privacy aspects by hemorrhaging life information with pictures that you take on your smartphone that include metadata, GPS, pictures that include your phone signature, IMEIs, and stuff like that, where you logged into all of your cookie information. They're listening to you. Doesn't matter what the fuck they told Congress. They're listening to you. Sit here and say, I want to buy a dog bed, and talk to your wife about it for half an hour. Give it 5 minutes, and you're going to get a fucking Facebook ad for dog beds on Amazon.
Yep. Well,
So,
the difference between the way it's done now and the way DARPA was doing it is simply monetization, because that same system that Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Amazon, all of them have, is also used to sell to advertisers.
Well, yeah. What do you think? So one, we live in a capital society, so that's already a thing. But also, like, what do you think we're off-putting our national debt with? You. Every single person watching this, every single person who will ever watch this, every single person who ever has an internet presence, congratulations. You are the balance of our national debt.
Mm-hmm. You are, quite literally, we are the product. And as we move closer and closer towards this surveillance state, I think that's going to become more and more apparent.
So what happens when, so let's give the theoretical good, right? We all kick back against our local governments and we say, hey, we don't want flock cameras. On a state level, a municipal level, we don't fucking want them. And they get rid of them. And they offer ad revenue to Dollar General, Lowe's, Home Depot, Target, and they just put them on their fucking property as private fucking sources. Because that's not outside their own. Like, if I look at like local flock cameras in my area, there are like, we don't have a ton here, but there's like 3 or 4 that I've seen that are localized municipality. And then there's like, I want to say there's one specifically on Lowe's property.
Lowe's and Home Depot both have large contracts with Flock.
Right. So at what point do they pay an install cost and then they get a kickback for fucking for congregating data?
I think this needs to, I apologize. I'm not going to answer your question here. I'm going to evolve in the conversation and then let you guys discuss the points. I apologize. But I think this is one of those things where it's not a local government problem. This is a federal government problem. And the use of AI in cameras in workplaces that have human loop, in which case your workers are human, or for surveillance on anything else that's public area, in my opinion, should be considered unethical. It is micromanaging to a point that is compromising the mental well-being, security, and privacy assurances of human beings. Continue. Sorry.
I agree, because my opinion in general of Flock is that it violates law at a federal level. It violates at a Fourth Amendment constitutional level.
Oh, we said earlier, who do you vote for America, right? Who do you vote for your constitutional rights?
But here's the thing, and this is where, tell me the internet doesn't also on some level violate you in general on a constitutional level.
We used to get away from that. It was 2000, sometime between 2011 and 2013, I think it was. In fact, it would be before that. We'll say 2011, 2012. SOPA, the annihilation of net neutrality.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's I want to push back on one point though. When it comes to things like Flock, I think there's still a market for them, because I personally am
Robert,
not.
I apologize. Your microphone got real quiet, bro.
Yeah, you just lost a lot of volume.
I don't know why.
There you go.
You're back. You're back. I apologize. Sorry. I just didn't want your statement to go unheard.
So I am a big proponent of private businesses being able to do whatever they need to protect their assets.
Agreed.
And so if Home Depot and Lowe's want to put Alpers in their parking lot, I'm fine with that. What I want to make sure and what I want to safeguard is that data is not being aggregated or sent outside of Home Depot's own IT network.
Agreed.
It'll never happen, and I'll give you an example why. And my boss gave me this because he was around during the .com boom. He was around when you still programmed in binary and early days assembly, like early guts of computers and the internet. Home Depot is so technologically inept. Nothing has changed, I promise you. I've seen what they pay for some of their services. We have, I can't give too many details out. Let's just say I have information that proves ineptitude. With this, in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, before modems were as secure as they were, and people would house their own domain services where they pointed towards themselves, so that when you type in youtube.com, you go to youtube.com. If you would have gone to a specific porn site and did a DNS reverse lookup, you would have seen that porn site, which was a gay porn site, by the way, so especially weird in the 90s and 2000s, nothing wrong with gay porn, I don't give a shit, but odd for the 90s and 2000s, was being hosted by homedepot.com in the background, because there was a worker in their office who put a server machine under his desk and was running a gay porn site out of the Home Depot office.
Right. So it was the level of localization at that point.
And their ineptitude hasn't changed. They hemorrhage money for a website that functions like hot dog shit. There's meme sites that operate better than this. So it's one of those times where I won't settle for the law saying that they can't do it, because they're so inept and there's so much corruption and so much people trying to hide stuff that it's going to happen either way. It's not like, it's like gun laws. You can't say guns are illegal because the bad guys are going to buy them anyhow. It's much easier to say you can't have the cameras, because if you walk into a place and you see that they have the cameras and you get information and see that they're AI driven, you can report that. It's way easier to stop. We need to stop it.
I guess I
don't agree with infringing on private ownership in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I understand.
And listen, I'm just pitching ideas here.
Also, Shelby said good old BBSs. Does that mean anything to you, Rowan?
He's talking about old school technologies.
Fair enough.
My thought process on this is, like, as it stands right now, Flock is okay. So like I'm not gonna say we all have, like, Ring doorbells. You buy a doorbell, you put it on the front of your house, and you fucking pay $100 a year or whatever the fuck they charge you for a subscription service so you can have your video recorded to their cloud and all this bullshit, right? Flock operates relatively on the same way, but with a much more larger network, with much larger AI integration. If Flock flips the script and says, rather than being a subscription service, we pay you for the data that we're collecting, and then they sell those off to third-party brokers, but those are all maintained on private property, we have a much larger problem that's being now funded by private money, not public money. Because we get to say shit about public money, but we don't get to say shit about private money.
Which, and I think there's the path to legislation there, is tightening down the laws on protecting consumer data. I mean,
maybe.
Part of my argument, I'm still playing devil's advocate of even private business use
abolish
of AI
data
cameras.
brokers.
I'm still going to play devil's advocate on the private company use of these cameras. And I'm going to use certain states, because this isn't federal. This is state level. So there is a point to be said there. I will concede to this point. But there's still states where businesses can't record audio. There's a reason. At certain points, information becomes stuff that you can use to micromanage to the point of almost being a form of abuse. Mm-hmm. If you have a shitty employee, you have a shitty employee. You need to be paying attention and running your business, and you can deal with that. You don't get to sit back and tell Martha that she took 3 seconds too long on a bathroom break, like Amazon does, which becomes 10 times easier for them to detect the exact positioning, exact whereabouts. And depending on what those cameras have built in with signal trace and shit like that, be able to even tell what the cell phone activity usage was when people are going to the bathrooms and stuff like that.
See, I still disagree with that. I think that is I always go back to the market corrects itself, right? I do too. If a company is instituting those kinds of policies and acting in that certain way, nobody's going to want to work for them. They're going to be a constant churn, and it's not going to bode well for them. They're going to lose money, and they're either going to be forced to live by the sword or die by the sword. And so, I mean, when you talk about a massive company like Amazon, like, yeah, it's pretty tough to do anything about.
It is, but it's one of those.
Unionize.
It's real hard in the fucking current term.
You can't
It's
Teamsters
one
are
of those
currently
things-
suing Amazon
It's
big
one of
time
those
right
things.
now.
That's one of those things that corrects itself over a period of years, not a period of days.
and it won't matter. You can sue Amazon, but even unionizing won't stop it, right? And I agree with you. There needs to be in the private sector is private
will
sector. You get to do whatever you want.
With a
But-
hemorrhage of employees, though, it will.
It won't, and I'm telling you it won't, because of some of the technologies that we're working on, because certain contracts were bought out so that they could use them to map infrastructure and how infrastructure flow works so that they can make the complete AI distribution centers for Amazon.
That's going to happen regardless of whether or not you try to protect workers' rights.
I understand.
So why infringe on the company in the meantime? Because anytime the government
Or
steps
why
in
work
and
for the
says,
company in
"Hey,
the meantime?
and anytime the government steps in and says, "Hey, we're telling you what to do," it disincentivizes companies from being able to treat their employees better, pay their employees more. Every time the government puts their hand in something, there's a dollar sign attached to that because it's going to cost the company money. And so what happens? Companies start cutting jobs, and it's not even the Amazons of the world that I give a fuck about, because those guys are so big and they're so powerful that they're going to do whatever the hell they want. Government be damned, because they're the ones lining the politicians' pockets. My concern is, if you're going to apply this kind of rule to a massive corporation like Amazon, you have to apply the rule across the board. And then there become smaller, medium-sized, and small businesses that are using whatever they have to make their ends meet and to be able to stay somewhat competitive. You're also adversely affecting them. And so a massive company like Home Depot can afford theft because whatever, they're big enough to not give a shit. But the mom and pop hardware store that sells bags of mulch from their parking lot is also going to be affected by this. You can't have this in your parking lot. Their margins are significantly smaller. So I'm not defending the big corporations here. I'm defending the small and medium-sized businesses that will ultimately get roped into it.
So let me change my statement. Say I side with the fact that I agree with you. There's points in which the cameras become useful. Do you agree to legislation that they shouldn't be used for micromanagement of employees?
No, because those companies will regulate themselves out of fucking existence. Because some company that will fucking not do that.
So why are we
will
allowed
exist.
to have federal law against audio?
We shouldn't. We shouldn't. Like,
I think
I think this is one of those situations where I'm pretty flexible on being able to adjust mindset, and I understand that there's outliers. There's times in which it has pros, but with what I know about the internet and how data works and how susceptible things are and breaches we've had in the past, I can't get past the idea of how abusable it is. So it's just one of those areas where, like, I see what you're saying. There is plenty of good to have from these features.
It's up to those people to take accountability and say, I'm not going to be abused anymore, and either band together and unionize, similar to the way they did, post-industrial revolution and during the industrial revolution, or they go find another job, or they stay there and they stay miserable. It is ultimately back to personal responsibility and accountability for the employees. And eventually corporations will learn.
I agree. I still think there's so many hardships in some of these areas that make it much more complicated than it sounds.
100%.
Like places in PA where we're in at will. The rumor of a unionize happens. There's some companies that would rather take a couple months off and take that profit loss and fire every last employee before it ever happens, and bring them into a temp agency. 100%. 100%.
And that's their right, because anybody that knows that company did that is going to be very reluctant to go to work for that company.
You say that, but there's other variables. And again, I'm not arguing in what you're getting at. I'm saying, but there's still other variables. With the current job market where a lot of people can't even get jobs, or if they open up to say, fuck it, we don't give a shit if you're a felon, get in here and work for us, we're desperate, they're going to fill those slots. There's too many mouths to feed. The slots will get filled. That's why PA gets away with the
solution. I would actually push back on that, because our unemployment rate right now is one of the lowest that it's ever been.
But also the solution to that is deregulation of business, because overregulation of business is what is preventing new businesses from cropping up in general. So if you deregulate business and permit the free market to actually operate, then this whole situation is kind of just countering itself.
When you say deregulate, does that include things like the at-will termination? Because I think that's bullshit too.
At will should be every state. There should never be such a thing as a right to work state.
What I say? So
I'm talking the at-will termination where you can be.
I've been terminated at will. I've been terminated at will.
Yeah, it's the company's right. like
I got terminated my last job prior to my current job, which we won't talk about. I was terminated at will. A guy walked into my office one day, shut a power strip off to my computer, and said, "You are no longer required." Did he have the right to do that? Absolutely, he did.
100%. And that's again, look at, as someone that owned a small business, having to pay into a program like unemployment compensation, even at a state level. If I am in a bad position financially and I say, hey, you know what? I have to restructure. And I did this early on. When I first started the company, we were working for another carrier. Their volume dipped, and I had no choice but to send vans back and let everybody go. And any of them could have filed for an unemployment claim. But the fact is, the fact that I have to pay into unemployment compensation, regardless of whether or not it's ever going to be used, which none of those drivers filed for unemployment, by the way.
I did.
Yeah. Well, and sure, the system's in place. I get it.
I've also paid for my entire life, so I figured the fucking
right. But the fact that
short period of time where it happened, I get to use it.
The fact that corporations and people have to pay into something that they may never use is bullshit. And truthfully, while it's only it's a fraction of a percentage, ultimately, is what the tax comes down to. But that fraction of a percentage is make or break if you're in a high overhead industry. And
Jesus.
My artwork just fell.
I saw that. That was
wow.
That was
it was just Europe, no loss.
It's yeah. Well,
oh,
it was. It's.
Oh
I
no!
mean, it was.
Oh no!
You need to knock another one over off of that.
It was the juice.
It also killed your lights.
It did, because it took out the power cord on the way down.
I don't know. I think this is one of those times where I might lean a little bit more towards like the mid ground of.
No, you're a far left socialist, you commie bastard.
No, give me no.
I'm not for socialism, but I am for ethical bounds, and it becomes very complicated because I'm not going to sit here and just argue it because it's so much more complicated than just saying we have a moral obligation of providing notice to people, because a company sometimes with what happens to a company, whether it's poor management's decision or otherwise, doesn't really have that choice where the whole company goes over and everybody loses their jobs. There are points in which shit's just going to suck.
Right. So, but we exist in a society where we pay, like, whether I agree with it or not, we exist in a society where we pay taxes and whatnot into this whole concept of unemployment, should something like that happen. So, as far as at will goes, if you get terminated, so this is how it worked for me, and don't get me wrong, I had to fight for it, but I got terminated at will. They didn't have to give a reason. Was
this the dealership?
Yeah.
I thought so.
When I filed for unemployment, then they came back and said he was terminated for rules violations. And the unemployment office went back and said, all right, cool. Like, were you terminated for rules violations? And I said, nope. I said they walked into my office unannounced and just fucking shut my shit off and told me I was no longer required. And the dealerships, and I said, hey, I've never had a write-up. I've never had any kind of like wrist slapping. Like, nothing ever happened. Like, nobody ever told me you did something wrong at all. I hit my quotas. I did my shit. And so the unemployment office had to do an investigation. They did an investigation, and when they were done with the investigation, they said, "Yep, they have zero evidence that you ever fucking violated anything." So, like, they are required to pay
my question
you.
is, did they get repercussions for the lie?
I don't know.
I feel like I'd be a lot more for this train of thought if I knew that when the system as it currently stands is being taken advantage of. Because again, I admit there are outliers.
Sure.
There are times in which people don't really have, they
thing,
can't be afforded to do the ethical thing for a single individual.
They attempted to dodge paying me the unemployment. They attempted that. They ended up being on the hook. If the company is still on the hook, regardless of what the reasoning is, if the company is still on the hook for that momentary whatever, I think it's reasonable that at will is not unreasonable. Because, dude, look at fucking video. Like, we're all gamers. Look at the fucking video game development space. It is the most volatile market in the world.
Technology is the most volatile market, 100%.
Right. Bungie announces the end of Destiny 2. They say, we're putting all our eggs in the marathon basket. They do that, and they instantaneously lay off half of their workforce. Like, I would imagine that those guys are getting paid unemployment. But also, I don't disagree with them being able to be terminated. I don't want them to be terminated because I wish Bungie would have the resources and the forethought to put them into another project.
And I'm saying, I'm beginning to agree with this. I'm just saying, I feel we need to be stricter on punishments. The same way that companies can say,
I think
you failed to pay me on time, I'm hitting you with a late fee, and it's not your fault because the mail was late, you're still on the hook. If you filed for unemployment and they tried to get out of it, which probably led to an initial, you probably got that same money either way, but led to an initial delay in you receiving payment, there should have been something that goes in there to stop the abuse of the system. Yes, the system came through for you. It did an investigation. There's checks in place. But where are the balances that go with those checks? Where is the pro for
right? No, I mean, I think logic needs to be applied. However,
it needs to be refined ultimately. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the systems always fucking suck. And anytime anybody gets let go, sucks. If a company is defrauding and saying that this person had a rules violation and that's why they were terminated and thus we don't have to pay unemployment, then they fucking suck. However, if a company just decided they were going to restructure and, hey, you're no longer required, then you build this into your fucking budget. This exists. This should exist if you're doing the job right.
They don't make command strips like they used to, folks.
3M, owned by the Jews.
Your mic. Don't fucking do it again. If the audio is too fucking long.
Well, now that you said it.
Who owns 3M?
I wouldn't say it's for
Jesus Christ. 3M is a publicly traded company, primarily owned by Vanguard, JP Morgan, and BlackRock.
I was going to say, I'm not so worried about that being for tech.
I had to do it.
I'm less worried about that one being conspiracy theory. I'm more worried about that just being them lining their pockets better. Imagine living in a country, right, that has allowed a certain ethnicity to intentionally for them, unintentionally for us, monopolize business and products in your country, and then takes that money that they monopolized and forms a group. I don't know, just throwing things out here. We'll call the group APAC, for instance.
Just pulling out of the thin air.
To control the
all
bodies,
references made in this show are
to control the bodies that are going to change policies in your country, making it even easier for them to own more of the money.
Nope, not real.
All
Can't
references
happen.
in this show are purely fictional. Any likeness to a real political action committee is purely coincidental.
Beginning of every fucking Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, exactly. In every South Park episode, it should not be viewed by anyone.
For the sake of the safety of me and my family in Minecraft.
But not Roblox, because that's not safe for anyone.
No.
Except for predators.
There was an Instagram reel of this guy with a roll of toilet paper that was Israeli flags, and it said, "I used to be scared to use this toilet paper on my butt for fear it would fuck it. And then I realized I wasn't a child." Anyhow, all right. Well,
the rails are gone.
The rails are gone.
They're gone.
The rails are gone. They have been blown to bits by the terrorists. It's us. We're the terrorists. Because, we oppose flock cameras. We're terrorists.
Well, I heard that. Yeah, I think that's the thing now.
Which he walked that statement back like the good little bitch he is, but
he walked that back like a pussy. Like that. Have you watched the walk back? It's not fucking.
It's bad.
It's not real.
No, it's not real. On that note, we're going to do a quick little advert for the company that he claimed were domestic terrorists. Or terroristic organization. So I know we've talked a lot about Flock here tonight. We talk a lot about Flock all the time because fuck Flock. They need to get the Flock out. But this company here, these guys, organization D-Flock, you can go right to their website. You can launch the map and see where every one of these little blue dots is a license plate reader. You can see where they are near you. You can report where they are near you. Once you've found out where they are, if you want to do something about it, you can go to their Get Involved tab, submit cameras, local groups. They give you resources, what to do at the city council, talking points, sample email templates, recent victories. They give you a ton of information that you need to fight back against this crappy, tyrannical Orwellian technology. Highly recommend them. Their app is available on the iOS App Store and the Google Play Store. These guys are legit.
Can you do me a one solid favor?
What's that?
First off, everything he said, factual. Outside of him talking about that here, and I'm only on this podcast, rarely. I talk to Robert on occasion. Good guy. Nothing there. Just talk to him on occasion.
Liar.
Talk to Ryan all the time.
Liar.
Faggot.
But I do use D-Flock. I do have the apps on my phone. Can you do me a solid? I need 2 tabs up on your browser. I would like you to pop up the D-Flock one that you just had up. And then if you could go to your DMs and open up the link I sent you, which is a heat map of anti-Semitic behavior.
Yes,
I'd like to take a moment to really look at the similarities. And for anybody who goes, yeah, there's going to be similarities, there's major cities, I'd like to point out that the major city populations are primarily blue voters and typically don't tend to lean towards anti-Semitic behavior. So I just like these 2 maps kind of side by side if we can make that happen. If you can't,
I don't know
no
about
worries.
making them side by side, but we can show them one at a time. So this is the D-Flock map.
Looking at our little clusters of information here.
There's a large portion of the country where I should live.
You ready?
And then here is the ADL's heat map.
Huh. I'm noticing a weird trend of overlapping quantities for a company that's primarily funded by BlackRock and Vanguard.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Well, I mean, let me devil's advocate this. You're also talking about all the large population centers,
which typically and notoriously for largest are blue and not anti-Semitic.
No, not even that. Can you Google where the vast majority of Amazon Prime sales are?
Yeah, it's going to be the same.
It's going to be the same fucking ones.
I still feel like
I know what you feel.
I feel there's some data correlation here.
No, I'm sure.
I'm saying the devil's advocate. You have a point. Some of that data could be brought down. If we could find a tolerance for what we could trim out as coincidence due to populated areas, you'd still notice a weird level of correlation.
There may be. And if you do that data congregation, then you're autistic and you suck.
Well,
I'm autistic and I suck. But
on that note,
when I'm right again and you call me a Simpsons motherfucker, I don't want to hear it.
On that note, I want to close it out on this note. Just remember, guys, you cannot be anti-Semitic to those that are not Semites.
Just like none of them, right? They all stem from a different branch of the family. Like there's like barely any traces of those that could actually classify as like true blood Jews anymore.
Bingo. Exactly.
Did you just muggle me?
No, he's 100% right. There was like 5 of the primary families, and one of those, which is what most of we have of the faith that we have now, because like old school, well, yes, a faith was a people. They were like a blood people died out. There was another family that appears time and time again throughout history being kicked out for bad, dumb things. That is what we know today as those who still practice the faith and whatnot. So, I mean, he's right. Like,
just saying, can't be anti-Semitic towards a group of people that are not, in fact, Semites.
They can come up with a new word. I get what they're trying to do, but he's
Can we make up the word?
Yeah, can we make up the word?
That depends. Are we doing it for the sake of representation, or do you really want to invent a slur?
I like inventing slurs.
I would like to invent a slur.
I would like to. I'll take slurs for 1,000, Alex.
I think that's a good place to sign off. Thanks everybody for coming out tonight.
Give the outros. Rowan, we'll start with you.
Give the outro. What? It's been so long. You need to refresh me. What am I doing?
For God's sake, just tell people who you are, where they can follow you.
Yeah, Rowan Michael. I don't really do a whole lot of the social media. I'm trying to get away from it, so you're not going to see a whole lot of me here. I'll be on here to tell
Rowan,
you guys.
You need to get on X.
Mm-hmm. You need to spend entirely too much time and be chronically online like the rest of us.
Imagine being somebody I call my best friend, hearing me tell the populace that's taking their time to watch us and our insanity that I want to get away from social media and supporting me using more social media.
No. You
I hope
need to
to
get
God
on
I'm
X.
never trying to quit like a crippling heroin addiction.
Oh, you want to do heroin?
I'm sure everybody knows a guy.
I did create an X. Maybe I will try and make that a little bit more prominent. I do like being here. I do like seeing the chat become active. I see there's quite a few of you in here who have a good sense of humor while also still having enough information to chime in on these conversations, and I genuinely appreciate that. So I want to say thank you guys for being here. Truly, it's awesome to watch these guys grow and watch what they're doing start to impact people and see you guys impact them in turn. So I just want to say thank you.
That's the nicest thing that will ever be said on this podcast.
For real, though. Like, that was so hard.
Look. I can be a dick, and there's certain things that I hate and will voice adamantly, but like at the same time, you can still be empathetic.
He's like, you guys are doing great. I love you.
Just call me a faggot and get it over.
Faggots.
Faggot.
You like
Ryan, on to you.
Fastly, Shelby said X is a black hole, and Shelby is correct, and that's why I love it, because I like to fucking harass people.
Can't get enough of black holes.
No,
Get it.
listen, here's the thing though.
Never mind. Never mind.
Everything I was about to say doesn't fucking matter.
Go ahead. Take it from the top.
Anyway, you can find me at Ryan Thomas Talks on X, on Instagram, which I used this week. I posted like 2 whole pictures. And also I'm gonna pitch a minor. I was doing some work this week, and I picked up a holster, because we all know I'm a gun dude. And so I picked up a holster affiliate. So if anybody is looking for a holster, I don't even think there's I don't think you get a discount. I'll be honest. I don't think you get a discount for doing this. I think they just pay me money. I have no idea. Eclipse Holsters is a company that I actually use, and unfortunately this feels really bad right now to do this, because my Eclipse holster is currently on my SIG in my car. But like, I'm a gun boy. This is my fucking this is my gun that I don't have an Eclipse holster for, because I don't think I have Facebook. Yeah. Can we not do this on Facebook?
100% no.
Ah, broke it. Sorry about it. Oh, fuck them. So,
we're doing it.
I use Eclipse holsters for my actual carry guns. I don't carry that gun because it weighs about 10 pounds. And they're phenomenal. So if you use the coupon code Ryan Thomas, you can support me, I guess, because I don't think you get it says coupon code. Maybe you get a discount. Actually, hold on. Somebody fucking
these the guys here?
Yeah. Those are the guys.
If you got an affiliate coupon code,
go in there. Go to holsters.
Discount.
Go to holsters. Just like pick a holster. Just pick one, throw it to your cart, and toss the Ryan Thomas coupon code. See if it gives you a discount, because we're gonna learn together.
I just told you.
I would imagine there's a discount, but I don't know what it is.
You got to build this thing?
Oh yeah. Well, you picked the most modular holster that they make, so pick a fucking gun. No, scroll up. Goddamn. Up.
We're just gonna say Glock 19.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Inside the waistband. Right
As
hand.
You should. As
no
you
lighter
should.
laser
As
attachment.
you should. Perfect.
Design it.
Desert tan is the appropriate option, although the one that I use the most often is Prince of Stormtroopers, because it's hysterical because they don't hit what they shoot at. I don't know if they still have that. Hold on.
Storm Gray.
Go to material. Hit the drop down. Do they still have the Stormtrooper holster? I might have gotten this before they got rid of it. Oh, that's so unfortunate. It's such a cool holster.
That America 250 is sick.
America 250 though. Yeah. All right. Cool. So
let's do that.
Just like
you too. Get some sleep.
Roll to a checkout. I should have done this before the podcast.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. Go to cart.
Yeah. See, did they give you the option for a coupon code?
Where?
Discount code. Yeah. So it's just Ryan Thomas.
Before you go any further, you don't
discount
have any.
$12.73.
Sweet. All right. Hey, you do get a discount. Somebody figure out what the percentage is. I have no idea. That's actually pretty decent. So yeah. Anyway.
Well, what did I say? It was $12.73.
$12.73 off of $84.98.
So
that's 10%?
No, roughly 15%.
15%? Nice.
14.97. Yep.
Cool. And I will say they are legitimately really good holsters. I've been carrying that gun for probably close to a year in an Eclipse holster, which is the only reason that I approached this brand. So I'm a big fan. Hopefully next time we do something like this, I'll pop mine on stream and I'll show you the holster, because it's simple. It's a Kydex inside the waistband, but it's fucking clean. It's great.
Sometimes, dude, you don't need things complicated. Clean can just be clean.
Especially when it comes to something like carrying a gun, like simple is better as long as it's comfortable, as long as it works. Like that's all you fucking need when it comes to a holster. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Eclipse holsters. So
go buy something from them.
Yeah, and use the coupon code Ryan Thomas. Get you 15-ish%.
I love that we've plugged weapon accessories and deflock in the same stream.
Yeah. Well, there's one more plug coming. So as always, you guys can follow me on X at RealRobertHer, at RealRobertHer _ on Instagram. And for those of you that do subscribe to the Unspun newsletter, we are a Beehive partner. So if you are an author, if you have a mailing list that you want to import, you can hit us up for a coupon code that'll give you 30-day free trial to the Elite plan or the Max plan, which is their top tier. And then I think I want to say it's 20% off your first 3 months. But I did not get to put that down in the description. So sorry about that, guys. If you want it, hit me up. I will have it in future streams. But as always, you can follow the show everywhere at Spin State Pod. That's X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere, basically. We've been posting our ugly mug all over the internet because fuck them. So, that said, thank you to everyone who has joined us here for the first live stream show. There's enough of them. We'll just go through the list here. Shelby, Leah, and Paula's in there. Love you guys. You guys have been
shout out to Rumblebot.
Day ones. Shout out to the Rumblebot for always being in the streams. Never misses a beat. Boomstick, thank you very much for being here. It's always nice to see you in the chats. And with that said, hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's anything you want to see us cover in the future on a future live stream, let us know.
Let us know in the middle of the live stream. We will totally divert.
Well, exactly. We'll just pivot.
We're a bunch of ADHD squirrels, so that feels factual.
I hope I just woke up my daughter yelling pivot.
Ryan is used to being the pivot man, so it's all good.
Friends.
Pivot man. Anyway, folks, thank you guys for joining us. We will catch you in the next one.
Say,